Ladies and gentlemen, we are live with day number 2 of the ESL 1 Birmingham Southeast Asia Open qualifiers. My name is Veewake. Joining me for this one is Floki, and joining us, if he wakes up, is Ronak Sen, aka Mr. Crowley. How are you doing, Floki?
It's good. I guess I'm just waiting for the games to start. I think
Uh
we're gonna be, who are gonna be following today? I believe
huh.
we're gonna be following LGD, Reckoning. Is it gonna be Whoops?
Uh, we'll we'll think about that. For now, though, I've just, for those of us on chat, I think we've got 3 viewers. One of those is, 2 of those viewers are us, and one is a friend who doesn't like us. But for those 3 viewers, I've got the brackets up on our screens. Actually, excuse me, that was YouTube itself. These are the brackets. So, like you mentioned, there's Reach, Apex, there's LGD, there's the Indian teams as well, there's Neon Esports. I think since we're going to be casting this entire tournament, it's like somewhat logical that the best teams from SEA make it towards the quarterfinals or the semifinals. So, we will eventually jump into those teams. For now, for those Indian viewers of ours tuning in, and just because I'm really invested in Indian Dota for no reason at all, despite it dying in the country, I think I'm going to watch Whoops versus Flower Gaming.
Yeah, I think you and I want to follow Whoops.
Yep.
Reach Apex is, I don't know, dude. Seems a bit overrated. I don't think they'll make it. There are some better teams
What's
in this
the Reach
qualifier.
Apex lineup?
I only recognize Rior and Jules from it, nobody else.
Okay,
I saw their lineup.
I'm looking at the Neon lineup. Sai Manjunath from India, check this lineup out. I don't know who he is, but okay. Who have we got? Chris, Japoy. Japoy sounds familiar. Rappy. I mean, these are the. I think the only names I recognize here are Rappy. That's Rap Rap Rap, if I'm not mistaken, and Japoy. Okay.
Interesting. Wait, on the Flower Gaming or on the which team? There we go. Neon, right.
Okay. Now I'm gonna check out Reach Apex. Uh, Okay.
Wait, Reach Apex has Chem? Okay.
Wait, they don't have scam.
What? No.
Just look at the stream. This is their
Uh,
lineup.
right. No, I'm watching chat. I'm getting confused. My bad.
Okay.
I'm just a moron. That's all there is to it.
Chat might be right. It's very possible that that scam is part of this lineup, but it's unlikely that the official lineup doesn't show on the ESL site.
No, I
And
remember seeing Skem yesterday in some game. I'm not sure which team was he a part of though. He
okay,
is he is playing in the qualifiers as far as I know. Question
okay,
is which team?
um,
Okay, so G Freak is saying they do have Scam.
okay. Then what all of us are looking at on the ESL website is wrong. It's the only explanation for those of you that believe in ESL and their websites. It's Gabriel, Jules, LJSL, who I don't recognize, Rior, and someone called Young God. Young God might be Schem. Could just be a different name.
Maybe.
Yep.
Well, lobbies are starting to go up. Matches are up. There's Kingpins versus 496 going on. VIP versus Shenzhen has started.
Okay.
But we're gonna wait until the matches we want start, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yesterday's games, I want to talk a little bit about the games that we saw yesterday on day one. They were,
Is there anything to talk about really?
I really didn't like the kind of Dota we saw yesterday. Even CR versus Signal. Signal is a pretty decent team. I mean, I'm sure they've been invited to the close qualifier at least once in SEA, but that game was a 24-minute stomp, and the stomp actually began and concluded by say 18, 16 minutes. If this is the kind of Dota we're going to watch, I don't like this patch.
I mean, to be fair, they did make a lot of mistakes and the draft wasn't the best either. But then again, at the same time, I mean, you also have to think, actually, you know what? No, I disagree. I think it's just the fact that it's the first few games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it could be the first few rounds. They're always like this, very stompy.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, I mean, factor in that CR is, I mean, they have a lot more experienced players on their side compared to someone like Signal Ultra, who, I mean, they have been the new kid on the block, they haven't been together for a long time. So it could just be that their inexperience led to their demise.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I want to chalk it up to, really.
Yeah. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy any of yesterday's games. Which was the other one we casted? CR versus Signal
CR
was
was a
one.
Signal, yes,
Yeah,
CR
and
was a Signal, and the other game, huh? It was Yangon Gaming versus another team. It had Yamate in it. One sec. Let me just have a look real quick. The results should show on the ESL page.
mhm. uh, could George? I could stream on Facebook, but nobody would tune in on Facebook. Is the YouTube stream not? I mean, we might try Facebook, but I get where you're coming from. Like, Facebook is quite popular in Southeast Asia, but I'm just trying to think of everyone from India, from outside of India that tunes in. Uh, so yeah, if I do have the bandwidth, I would definitely stream on Facebook. If yeah, if I do have the bandwidth, I come from a country where we do not have enough bandwidth to stream on YouTube and Facebook. So yeah, we're also going to be speaking of streaming on a channel. Floki and I have made a channel of our own. Henceforth, in the future, we're going to be streaming there. It's quite literally called Floki and
And
Veewake.
Vivek.
Yeah, that's VWWAKE and that's FLOKI. We're going to be streaming both on YouTube and Twitch on that channel. Maybe from tomorrow onwards. So day 3 is going to be on that channel. I will be posting social media updates. You can follow me on Twitter at the rate VWWAKE, or you can find me on Facebook by just searching for the very same thing or Veewake Casting. Uh, uh, I think the only benefit of following me on my socials is you get notified every time I go live. That much I can promise you. And maybe if you're lucky, you'll get a small insight into how much I hate techies in the form of memes.
If you follow me though, you're gonna see a salty kid whining after he loses every single ranked match. So if you want to be entertained, you should definitely follow me on Twitter. That's at the rate Hiraka.t. That's Heerak. That's my name. T. You can see it in the stream itself.
Yeah, there's an A missing. There's an A missing.
Yeah, there was a name missing in the initial part, but now you guys can see it's clearly written. So
Mm-hmm.
do make sure you follow me there. You're gonna have a fun roasting me, laughing at me, or maybe just agreeing with some of the stuff I have to say. Maybe disagree with me, tell me your reasons. I post a lot of stuff usually on Facebook, but since I'm not there anymore, I will just be posting on Twitter.
Yep. I'm looking at the Watch Army Apex. Their game has begun, so maybe we can jump into the Apex game. I think Vignesh is a big believer, so we might just jump into the Apex game, or we could wait. I'm just gonna take a look at the brackets. I mean the lobbies.
Well, CR's game is also up.
Okay, so we should have the Whoops game coming up soon, and maybe even the Reckoning game coming up soon. Both teams I really want to follow.
Okay,
And
Reckoning game is live. Reckoning versus Extremist. It's up.
okay, I'm just checking.
Yeah, you can find it on the Watch tab. You just click load more.
Okay, load more. Imagine agreeing with Floki. I don't see the Reckoning game.
Hey, G-Free, come on, dude. Use is better than Ags.
Okay,
You have to agree
so
with that.
so the Neon Esports game is up. There's STG versus Dream. Wow, I can load even more.
Yep.
Okay, how deep does this go? Okay, are you watching the Reckoning game? I didn't see the Reckoning game.
I'm watching the Reckoning game. You can spectate through me.
1 second. Has the draft begun?
Yeah, the draft's begun. As soon as you load in, I will start talking about the stuff that's banned and what's not.
Okay, so today ESL just decided to act funny and not use the ticket for some reason. 9 viewers that have just tuned in. We're trying to find the Reckoning game or the Whoops game and watch that. Are you online? On
I am
Twitter?
online. I am online. You
Okay,
can check I'm online. You can spectate through me.
but you're not spectating anything. It shows that you're on the main menu.
What? That is weird. I am in the game right now. I am watching
Okay,
it. It's
this might be something to do with me being signed out.
yeah, I think yeah. There you go. Now you should be able to see me.
Yep. Okay. Just okay.
You in?
I'm coming.
I'll be waiting.
Okay. Yeah, there's the draft. So
I'm so
you,
troll.
I know. I quickly decided to brush that aside. But the draft, Cottle gets first phase ban. Chen,
Yeah.
very EU, not a very SEA pick. I mean, ISIS has played it in the offlane a lot once upon a time. That was when he played in the same team with Envy. That was ages ago. Yeah, yeah. What was that team? Fnatic, Envy,
Yeah. Yeah.
ISIS,
It was
EJ.
Fnatic.
Yeah, everybody just really wasting their time and efforts in Dota 2 together. And Ohio getting a pizza party for no reason. It was that team.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
that team.
So that's when I mean ISIS used to do an offlane Chen, but that's the most Chen I've seen in SEA. But yeah, it seems like Chen is something that heroes wanna is something that teams in SEA wanna think about. At least consider it worthy of first phase ban. So more Chen players in SEA. Still not that many IO players, other than
Hmm.
DJ. But yeah, Chen, Kotl, first phase makes sense. Pugna, despite the nerves, first phase ban, still quite interesting. I'm not quite sure what extremists are thinking about. Uh, the mass ban, pretty standard. Anything else you have to say about these bans, Floki?
The bans look pretty standard to me. You know, Pugna is just really good. Once he has a few levels, he can start pushing towers. And Extremist with the early Ember Spirit. Now, this definitely deters them from putting the Void Spirit mid. I'm not sure if Swifty plays that hero, but I guess he does. On the side of Reckoning, they banned the Timbersaw, they banned Batrider. They basically want the carry to have a really good time, essentially. That's the vibe I'm getting. And Extremists with the Search Shaker, they can make sure that whatever off lane they decide to pick, he's going to have a good time with the fissure blocking of the creep. So, I mean, Reckoning with their bans currently seems to be screaming to me that they want to go late game. You're banning out Batrider, you're banning out Timber, you're banning out Furion, you're banning out Ori, all these early snowball-based heroes that are also good in lane. I mean, once these heroes get ahead, it can be quite hard to deal with them. And Extremist, on the other hand, they recognize this and they're just like, well, okay, if this is what you want to do, then we're just gonna fight you mid-game.
Yeah. Sorry, I was replying to Vignesh in chat. Yeah, you have to just do that again for me, Floki. I missed out. Sorry.
Ah, okay. Ah, no, don't worry about that. Uh,
So you think the Ember's a good pick?
One sec. Yes, I think the Ember's a decent pick. It just deters them, but Reckoning Esports, they get the perfect pickup almost, it seems. They pick up the Shadow Demon against the Ember and Earthshaker, and that's a really good hero against both of them because, Shadow Demon can just make Earthshaker's life hell in lane. On top of that, the Demonic Purge is so good against Ember Spirit because his Remnant just takes forever to, I mean, come out whenever he gets purged. So yeah, nice pick by Reckoning. But anyway, going back, I was saying that Reckoning, they just want to play it safe. That's why they've banned all these tempo-based heroes with the Bat, the Timbersaw, the Nature's Prophet, the OD, and the Extremist. They recognize that Reckoning probably want to go a little later with this, so they are making sure that they can fight them in the mid game by picking up the Earthshaker and Ember Spirit. I like the direction that they have given their drafter, Extremist.
Mm-hmm. Okay. PL
Um,
gets banned. I think. I mean, I don't know if Reckoning making this rationalization to themselves that hey, the enemy has Earthshaker, we're not going to pick up PL. We don't want to think about that hero. It doesn't quite work like that, but it does at the same time. So let's just not
yeah.
let it be in the pool. They ban out the OD. Yeah, the OD. That's another interesting ban. I wonder if it has anything to do with the first phase Pugna ban. Uh, but yeah, Shadow Demon, Void Spirit. What Reckoning do have is the opportunity to come in and out of fights a lot. They've got a save, they've got dissimulate, so it's going to be hard to keep these heroes on the side of Reckoning control. And yeah, I don't know much. I mean, look, for those of you just watching Reckoning for the first time, they're an Indian org. I'm just going to give you a small history lesson. They're an Indian org, and there's only one player on that team, which is Swifty, who is of Indian nationality. Three of them are from Myanmar. Luffy is definitely a name I remember. I think he was part of the earlier Reckoning squad as well, but I could be mistaken. And one of those five players is from Philippines. You can find Reckoning on Facebook. I think they break down their lineup and nationality better than me on their Facebook. Reckoning Esports it is. But yeah, in a sense, India does have some sentimental value attached to this team. I do at least, and I hope they do well. The other Indian team that's Whoops, we might jump into their game. Not quite sure. It depends if Floki can find it on the watch tab. But yeah, LC pickup. Hmm.
Okay, so LC is also one of those just tempo-oriented heroes. I mean, you just snowball even harder. I think that's what Extremist Draft is looking like to me. They're just gonna pick five heroes that snowball, and once they get that going, they're just gonna run over Reckoning Esports.
But
That seems to be the game
it's
plan.
kind of odd to pick Legion Commander versus a hero that has a very low cooldown save versus duel.
Yeah, I mean that's just not respecting the pick, I guess. That's
It's not respecting the Shadow Demon in the mid game, but I think the rationale for Extremist here is that hey guys, we're just gonna have better lanes, we're gonna do better in the lane, and so what? I'm just gonna find the Shadow Demon and duel him maybe. There's another save versus the duel, a little bit
Mhm.
of armor to help,
Okay.
and the lead scene.
The ult, I mean, you just stop the LC from attacking, so that's also huge. Also, really good against the Ember because most of the time you're not going to find Treant in the middle of a fight. He's just going to sit in the trees and wait until you
Oh
go
yeah,
upon someone.
yeah,
So this draft card's just extremely hard for extremists to execute
yep.
because of that single Treant pickup.
And it's also worth noting, Floki. I mean, I'm the support nerd here, but Treant has uh, more than more than a good time if there's an LC in his lane. Put him with a half decent core, and he can just keep beating away on that Legion commander. Worth noting, Treant Protector gets like 60 additional damage at level 10, 60 or 90. I don't know what that new talent is. Why does this hero, which has like 80 base damage at the beginning, need a damage talent? I really have no idea. But
And
yeah,
Treant.
yeah. I mean, you give Rubik a damage talent, that's okay. But Treant, I don't know.
Yeah. So extremists pick up the Lich. Uh, Not quite sure what this hero's supposed to actually do. I think now they're just gonna put Ember in the safe lane alongside this Lich, so that's a good duo. And it's okay against the Shadow Demon, but outside of that, I don't see a lot of value in this pick against the Heroes of Reckoning. Surely there were better heroes to be picked here.
The
Mm.
Lich?
Yeah, the Lich. Maybe they could have gone for something like an Oracle or a Brewmaster, maybe.
I think
Not. I mean, yeah, the LC is, off lane and stuff, so maybe they could have ran a mid Brewmaster. But yeah, not even if they don't pick Brewmaster, I'm not sure if Lich was the pick here.
yeah, I think a lot of teams just draft supports that are good, right? I mean, they're just good laners. That's what Lich is. But personally, if you're just looking at in terms of the mid game and how fights are gonna take place, this Lich is not gonna offer much, right? The Void Spirit primarily magical damage. The armor from the Lich irrelevant. Plus, the Shadow Demon is just gonna dispel that with his demonic purge if that armor is even a threat. And then you have the Slug. Slug, I mean, sure you have some AoE control, right, with the Earthshaker and the Ember Spirit, but what does the literally do for you? It's not like we're going to see a big Chain Frost. You got the Disrupt from the Shadow Demon to interrupt that Chain Frost. You got Dissimulate from the Void Spirit who can get away. Slark who's got the Shadow Dance. And Treant who's probably invis in the trees or just not in the midst of the fight. So it's not a great game to be a Lich. For this Lich to look good, Floki, he has to really squish his lane. That's what this Lich has to do in the game.
That's true. But I mean, looking at Extremis' draft and thinking that there is one pick here that could just tie everything together for them, and that's a Death Prophet. Like now, if you have a Death Prophet, suddenly your lineup looks so good
Right.
because now you have so much more tempo. You're suddenly not as afraid of the Treant because DP is a natural use builder.
Mm-hmm.
You also have the Purge from the Legion Commander to help another ally out, maybe the Ember Spirit. And all of a sudden, like you're just starting to pace on a lineup that has a Slark and a Void Spirit. So it could be really, really good, but let's see what they decide to pick here.
Yeah.
Reckoning, they have the last pick. What do you think they're gonna go for here? Is
I
this an
am
offlane
replying
Void
to
Spirit?
one second. I'm just replying
Yeah,
to chat. Somebody's asking questions. I'm gonna get back to the drop. 1 second.
don't worry about it. I'll try and make a prediction. I think they could also go Death Prophet themselves and just deny extremists from having it. And the Death Prophet would also tie nicely with Reckoning's draft. And that would put the Void Spirit in the offlane. Or if they want, they could pick up an offlane hero here. Extremists have read this as a last pick offlane, obviously. And they banned out the Tide Hunter.
Uh huh.
Which I mean, yeah, it's good, but I don't think they want any more disabled. I mean, they have Treant, they have Shadow Demon, they have Void Spirit, Slark. I think they're doing good on the disabled department.
Mm-hmm.
But they will go for the offlane pick. It is going to be the Sand King, so it is a mid Void Spirit, and we'll see what extremists want to pick against this. Also, Sand King kind of decent against the Death Prophet because you have a lot of burst damage coming in with the Epicenter and Burrow Strike.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something to watch out for. But
If it is a dead profit,
yeah, if it is a Death Prophet.
I've just gotta say normally when captains draft and they reach this stage of the game. I mean, if you are drafting for extremists right now, you're like, guys, we've got a lot of team fight. We got a lot of things that can really do us good in the mid game. What we don't have is late game, and th- this is why I don't think they're going to pick up a dead profit. They're probably going to try and fill in that hole. The other issue, in a sense, with dead profit is if they do pick up a dead profit, it's going to be a safe lane ember. Yep. So they're going to try and give themselves some late game security, and they've got the good old Earth Shake 'em off.
Yeah, they have the good old shake 'em off, that's for sure. The Axe Totem. But this is going to be a support Earthshaker, right? So if he's going to have to get levels really fast, Because otherwise, this Aghanim Scepter is not going to look good on Morphling, if that is what he decides to go for in the first place.
Yeah, I mean,
But
it's not going to be an Ags rush.
I mean, you could still rush Ags, right? On Morphling, like just go Yasha Ags or like Manta Ags. It's not too bad, is it?
Yeah, I
Well, I
mean,
don't.
it could be.
Okay. What are your predictions in this draft?
Uh, this is really going to. I mean, this kind of. I personally feel this game is going to boil down to individual skill more than anything. If you look at the draft, I maybe give Reckoning a slight advantage, although small, because they have some some decent AOE control. Uh, but yeah, I think it's really going to swing down the lanes. It's going to boil down to how much a Stream Protector can do in shutting down this LC, and how much the Sand King can get from his lane against the Moth.
Well, for those of you just tuning in, you are watching Reckoning Esports versus Extremist Gaming. This is going to be a best of one. My name is Floki. I'm joined by Vivek. Thank you for coming to the stream, and we will be covering Reckoning and Whoops' journey today through these qualifiers, and we'll see if any other games interest us.
Oh yeah. I mean I want to take a look at least at the Whoops draft, Loki. I mean if you have the
Sure.
freedom to alt tab out of this game, you can
Yeah,
go check on
I'll
that
just quickly
draft
check.
and give chat a quick update. For those of you in chat that do not want to watch the stream for some reason, you can obviously just jump into the watch tab. I'm sure ESL has some casters of their own. You can hear them in game if you wanna. But yeah, for now we're just gonna be checking out Reckoning Esports versus Team Extremist. Team Extremist, purely as far as logo design are concerned, get a 1 out of 5 from me. That is some very low effort Photoshop, but that doesn't really matter. Not in a game of Dota. Uh, what matters for them though in this game is if the Morphling and the Lich can really survive what this Sand King offlane is going to be dishing out. Although Morphling is a ranged hero, in a sense he does struggle versus the Sand King. The caustic damage is a small burst of damage, and sometimes when the Morph is a little bit low, he might not have enough time with the threat of the Burrow Strike and the caustic damage to really react. So he could get caught unaware. Uh, what Reckoning are hoping happens is that one, they shut down the Morphling, and two, this Legion Commander doesn't have a good start either, so he's not going to be able to make space in the mid game, and then eventually you just take over the map and give Extremists nothing. For now, though,
Yeah.
the lanes seem pretty standard. Ember versus
Mm.
Void Spirit. That's 50 Indian Pride representing India in this mid matchup. But yeah, it's this offlane pressure that Reckoning really want or really hope will propel them to a good mid game.
I just want to give a quick update on the Whoops' draft. So,
Uh huh.
Whoops versus Flower Gaming is live. Whoops have Rubik, Ember Spirit, Centaur, Anti-Mage, and Grimstroke versus Flower Gaming, who have a Keeper of the Light, a Bristleback, a Dazzle, a Pango, and a Morphling. If you
Yes.
want, you can spectate through me and you can have a look. But I'm really surprised that Whoops let the Cottle slip through.
Okay.
Yeah,
You think that's? I mean,
I
I heard you. There were a lot of names there. Who do you think has the better draft?
better draft. It's really hard to say because it's sort of even Stevens here.
Yeah.
The anti-mage is really good against the Morphling, but you need to get to that point in this game. And Flower Gaming, they have just so much tempo with all their picks. You have the Pangolier, a tempo hero, Bristleback, a tempo hero, Dazzle, also a tempo hero. Morphling definitely can start
The,
assisting the team if they're winning team fights.
mm-hmm.
So, yeah, go on.
Nah, I mean, if just keep checking on that game. If I mean, if this game starts to become a one-sided storm, we can always jump into another one of those games. For now, though, in terms of CS, the mid lane seems pretty even. Swifty does have 2 denies to his name. Deny is not worth all that much, but still worth something, especially in the mid lane.
I'm just gonna take a quick second and jump right back into that game. Give me a moment. But yeah, you can talk about it until then.
Mm-hmm. Matt has got to be careful, but he's got the Frost Shield, 3 stacks of Shadow Poison. Luffy has 1 point in the Power Strike. They're hoping they kill the Lich without commitment, while at the same time they keep contesting this Morphling. Like I mentioned, not a fun lane for the Morphling. The Caustic Finale is there. The Lich can't do much to zone out the Sand King because the Shadow Demon just trades regen from range with the Shadow Poison. And yeah, this offlane off to a good start, but Luffy gets a bit too close to the tower, loses a fair amount of health, and they're going to take this opportunity. Cooler Master, excuse me, Titania, he's going to waveform forward, and with that Frost Shield, he might just find Luffy. He's got himself the Salve and the Living Armor. Burrow strikes into the trees, no vision, no kill. Luffy barely makes it out of there. His Salve expended, but he's got Shadow Demon to lend him a Salve if need be. Yep.
Well, so far so good. I just want to quickly point out last hits and denies. The Void Spirit is actually doing better than the Ember. So Swifty, I mean, sort of winning this matchup, which he's not really supposed to. Also went for the bottle rush, so it means he's going to be spamming out spells, forcing out some more regen from the Ember,
Yep.
who decided to go for a full Wraith Band.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of controversial opinions on this Wraith ban. I'm gonna get back to it because Swifty he's not good enough to get the kill.
Yeah, he's not gonna chase. I mean, Swifty is one of those guys that he's the one I see least often trying to dive towers to get kills. He's not that crazy about them. He's just more like, guys, I'm gonna have a good lane. I'm gonna come online in the mid game, and from there.
Um, like I mentioned, I feel that this game could be a tale of two offlaners. The good news, if you are an Extremist supporter, is that the Legion Commander hasn't yet been bullied out of the lane. Small net worth advantage going in favor of Reckoning, but at this stage of the game, it's really meaningless. This Slark and the Stream Protector, though, I mean, once the Slark gets a couple of levels, they're definitely gonna. Their aim is to kick this LC out of here.
Yep. LC is not have a good time against this lane, and Object trying to go for the pull. He's going to be successful, but the LC is making a way over, so this could just in turn end up giving more XP and farm to
Yep.
Extremist. Good news though, since you have the Train Protector in this area, you will also sap the XP from the small camp, so it's distributed 3 ways. And your Slark gets a lane to himself, so that's nice.
Yep. And Object did manage to deny the range creep. What's a little unfortunate though is that the wave might push a bit ahead for the Slark. There is a possibility that it might happen. Just because of him taking the wave under the top, but not much he could do. Props to Object, he's doing his best to really bully both these beefy melee heroes. He's brought Jules down to a quarter of HP, and he even steals the bounty rune. Big plays for Reckoning because they get themselves 3 bounty runes across the map. Back at mid lane, Floki, you're the resident mid expert. Void versus Ember, who's winning and why?
Should win, but right now Swifty is just showing that why he's one of the best mid laners in the country. I mean, he's managed to outlane the Ember and win a matchup that he's actually supposed to lose. So, I mean, this now becomes quite challenging for Ember because once Swifty has 6, that Flame Guard is just going to get popped like a piñata. So, he's going to have to take a chill pill for a while.
Yep.
The Ember is going to have to hit the jungle creeps
Yep.
once he has 6.
I'm going to give Swifty going for the player with the Astral Step. PTT is okay. And Swifty's got to respect that Flame Guard as well. Swifty hasn't managed to pop it. He's still got the Resonant Pulse, the Aether Remnant coming off cooldown in a bit. I think we might see a kill very soon in the mid lane. I've got to keep my eyes out for Fairy Fires. So PTT has a Fairy Fire and Swifty has no wand charges, but God blesses him. A regen road.
It was actually so fortunate, and luckily Ember Spirit didn't chase him. If he did, like, Swifty would have died there.
Yeah, that
So-
is...
I mean, he's
big
gonna
win.
be just, yeah, big win. Ember Spirit is just like, you know what? I'm so mad. I'm just gonna go back to base and get my bottle full. Let's reset this.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
but there's really not much you can do as an Ember, right? And it's kind of frustrating. You played so well, you bring him down to a third of his HP, and
Down bottom, down bottom.
Yeah.
LC cosplaying the axe object. I think he might be dead. Yep, and Sand King also ends up falling up top.
rupees 2000. Yes, the Whoops match is also going on right now. Those of you in chat, I'm open to taking your suggestions. If you want us to jump into the Whoops game, we can jump into that one, or we can follow Reckoning, where we have India's poster boy for hip hop dance, Swifty, playing in the mid lane.
Yeah.
Damn, I think it's my internet, Floki. I'm having packet loss, or you're having packet loss.
No,
Def
I'm also having packet loss in-game while spectating. I think this is definitely my end.
ESL? Okay.
Yeah, ESL.
Or
Good.
Dota 2?
I'm not sure, man.
I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
could be just be Dota TV. Back in the
Swifty
mid
is
lane though,
just
Swifty.
he overplayed his hand. He's got the Aether Remnant and the Resonant Pulse, but Floki, that does not protect you from magic damage. And
Yep.
Swifty is gonna end up dying even after getting that regen rune. So both mid laners really going at it, both really close in terms of skill. I want to check out PTT's medal. So he's like rank 618. Swifty's at 342. That guy used to be sub 20 once upon a time. Clearly not
Still top
everyone.
10,
Yeah, yeah. I
if
mean,
I remember.
he was top 10 as well, but yeah, I think everyone's taken a break from Dota. Uh, I know Crowley's playing a lot of Valorant. I played that game
Uh,
with him, but I'm going to get back to the mid lane where Swifty chained. Has got to be careful. But I really don't think that was either team trying to get aggressive. It was just both supports trying to secure the rune. So I think the mid lane has boiled down to who gets what rune.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, if you take a look at the net worth, the Ember has a 4,000 gold lead. So
That is not the way you want this to go, but there's one thing that's working out in favor of Reckoning, and it's the fact that the Slark is farming. And typically, Slark, he isn't half bad against Morphling in the late game. The issue does become that his low HP pool, so he's gonna have to remedy that. But if they manage to drag this game long enough
uh-huh.
and keep Slark farming and hitting creeps and getting kills, this could go Reckoning's way.
Yeah, he's had a great start on the Slog. He's level 7, 9 minutes in a dual lane. This is good. This is
Bottom
definitely above
lane.
average. And yeah, I'm keeping my eyes peeled for that, Floki. They're trying to dive the Legion Commander. Lance is going to be a bit displeased about that bounce. Legion just turns with the duel, gets the kill, gets the dual victory damage as well, and doesn't even have his life under threat. Heck, he even gets Slark's courier. Swifty, though, is going to move bottom. He knows that he needs to bring down this LC. The Astral Step, not enough range. He could try and commit to the Resonant Pulse, the Aether Remnant, though. Unfortunately, he's going to miss the tick damage from that step forward. Not quite enough. Swifty rotates and doesn't get much done.
Yeah, Lance lets out the crybaby. Missed out an entire creep wave trying to go for the LC kill and still did not get it. So it's just gonna mean more farm for the side of Extremists. And remember, this patch is very snowbally, so it can be really hard to come back.
Yep.
Uh, Sand King, let's have a quick look at his net worth. So he's been doing well for himself. Not extremely high up there, but he is in the middle of the pack. He's actually fourth from the top, so not bad at all. Ahead of the Morphling. Gonna have his blink in a bit, and when he does, that's go time for Reckoning.
I mean, I personally just feel a little bad for Object on the Train Protector because he was trying his hardest in the safe lane to really bully this Legion Commander as much as he possibly could, but unfortunately, he couldn't really shut down the LC from farming.
Now the Slark, I mean, he's gonna look to get his early Diffusal Blade, but with this LC in his lane, it's actually gonna make his life a living hell. So the next sensible play, like Crowley enlightened us yesterday, would probably be for Reckoning to go top and take the tier 1 tower, so maybe Slark can actually farm over there.
Yeah, I mean, either team is looking to make that, right? It's the equivalent of. I'm going to get back to that. Down bottom though, they're going to try and bring down the Legion Commander. The Demonic Purge committed. The pounce is there.
Yeah.
It's a hard kill, but they'll get it. 3 heroes from the side of Reckoning converge on the Legion Commander. Get the kill. The rotation's not coming out in time from Team Extremist. And back at mid, Swifty sees a Lich, wants a kill, should get it. Has the Astral Step if he needs to, but nope. Gets a kill all by himself.
Yeah, and down bottom, the Ember just wasting his TP and wasting his time. He rotated here to maybe try and get a revenge kill, but it's not possible. They just end up losing their Lich as well in the mid lane instead.
Yep.
So small but significant swings. This is going to mean that Swifty, he's going to get whatever first item he decides to go for early on. It is going to be the Spirit Vessel, the item of choice. So it looks like it's going to be the utility Void Spirit with the Yules, the Axe, the Spirit Vessel. And the Axe is really good this game. A silence against an Ember, LC, Earthshaker.
Yep.
Good stuff.
I personally prefer the blade mail into Ags. I mean, they might require a spirit vessel this game, and that's the only reason Swifty's building it because there's a morphling on the enemy side. But Blade Mail into Ags is just a lot better. Blade Mail gives you a lot early on. You get to be more aggressive on the map, and you get to take more risks. And it's, I mean, that's what Ember and Void Spirit are essentially, right? High risk, high reward plays, or high risk, high reward heroes. Down bottom, Echo Slam committed with the duel. They'll get the kill. Not the dual victory damage. Nicely done by the side of Extremists. The TP's come in. Luffy's here. He's got a Blink Dagger, and with the Demonic Purge, they might just look towards the LC. Power Strike committed. No Epicenter being used just yet. Jules looking to blink out, but that Shadow Poison, as well as Luffy with that last hit, will be enough to bring down the Legion Commander.
Yeah, great plays there by Luffy, immediately TPing bottom to secure that kill, and now they're gonna make their way towards mid. They have the epicenter. Unfortunately, Demonic Purge not up yet because it was used on LC, but still, White Spirit in the vicinity, the train's there as well, and they go straight for the Ember Spirit. There's the Burrow Strike, there's the train ult used as well. Can they bring him down? The answer is going to be yes, the Sandstorm should finish him off, but the Sleight of Fist, the Remnant out, no! Okay, Swifty, he's there making sure that the kill is secured, and just like that, the mid tier 1 surely should be going down.
Yep, I mean, that was a really neat play coming out from Reckoning. I want to contrast this play to the Lich's death. See, the Lich and the Treant both position 5s came mid to take EXP. When the Lich came to take EXP, he ended up dying because 50 saw he was all by himself. But instead, Reckoning make a play around the 5 position Treant. They do the exact opposite of what Extremists did with the Lich, and now they're starting to snowball for more. Luffy is going to go in with the Burrow Strike, the Aether Remnant, or excuse me, yeah, the Aether Remnant is there. The Morphling morphs over to the Sand King. Once this fight 13 minutes in with no items at all. The Ember there as well. They're diving for more. Swifty caught in the chains. Has got to be careful. The duel committed. They should lose the Void Spirit. The Void Spirit dead. Now PDT surges forward with another Remnant. He's looking for the Shadow Demon. If nothing else, he's got the chains. And with the overwhelming odds, they'll get the kill. They get 2 kills, 1 support, 1 core. But what they really want for the side of Extremist is this mid-tier 1 top.
Yep, and the Treant third skill as well now does not get removed no matter how much you attack it, so it's going to be healing them for the full duration.
Yep.
At the same time, though, I have to say, Extremists are making this 5-man rotation thinking that, okay, we're going to find some significant pickoffs, and sure, they get, Swifty and the Shadow Demon. I mean, it's the mid and the position 4, but you still probably want more there. You rotated 5 heroes to a single lane. I mean, surely it can't be worth it. But the net worth advantage graph, it's proving me wrong because Extremists, they do have a 1k lead.
I've got to point out something in terms of generally how Extremists are playing the map as well. The one point I was trying to make earlier before Extremists just decided to dive that tier 1 was how, in contrast to Reckoning made a play around their 5. Extremist, well, just ran YOLO in, and speaking of running in, Swifty is just gonna dive, has the Dissimulate. There is that Frost Shield, but I'm not quite sure if it's enough. Like I mentioned earlier, the Chain Frost, easy to disjoint with the Faceless Void, the Void Spirit, and Swifty's gonna do just that, and he's looking for more as well. Nope.
Yeah, I think he's gonna go top and take the tower, which is sitting quite low. No one taking XP mid, but that's okay. Lance, he has finished his Diffusal Blade, 15.5 minutes.
They've got the tree, and there's the Frost Shield as well as the Flame Guard. Quick overgrowth. Luffy there with the Epicenter and the Burrow Strike. They'll find the Lich at the very least. The Ember still alive, has the Remnant, looks to run away, but too much damage. Swifty with the Resonant Pulse gets the kill, and there comes the Earthshaker. Doesn't want in on this fight, so close to his blink. Maybe, just maybe, Luffy can catch him, but Tokyo turns, commits a one-man Echo Slam, gets the Treant Protector, and gets to get out of there. Legion reinitiates with the duel, finds the Shadow Demon. I'm not quite sure if he has the damage for the duel win, but KPG making this as hard as possible, has a couple of stick charges, really close to that Aether Lens. This man is leading them on a wild goose chase, but eventually he's going to end up falling back down bottom. Slark versus Morphling, both coach testing who's the stronger at this stage of the game, but the Slark, even with the Diffusal Blade, doesn't quite have enough to bring down the Morphling all by himself.
Well, Morphling wins the dick measuring contest, but Slark, he burned away all her mana.
Back at mid, Floki. They just keep going on this poor Lich. This is me playing support with my immortal friends. This is what happens to me.
Yeah, well, Thought you were gonna say the other way around. Like this is what I do when I play support, but never
Ah,
mind. Morphling without mana, she is absolutely useless. Morphing strength, but that just means she's gonna be even squishier. Lots of stats being stolen here by Lance at the sideline. Swifty gonna get caught out with the shades, but he's still looking to go forward, secure the kill on the Morphling, and just like that, Morphling ends up going down. That trade back at bottom lane, not worth it now, is it? The Ember Spirit gonna be next on the list, but a nice position secures the retreat for PTT, and now they're looking to turn no Shadow Dance on the Slark. But the armor is gonna come out, the wand keeping
what?
him alive, and now Swifty going forward with the double damage, overextending, but he manages to find the Ember. Tokyo, no Echo Slam just yet. LC looking to find a duel, but there's no dust. The Sandstorm, it's not gonna reveal the Sand King. But now LC dueling the Slark, instead finding the higher value kill. No Slark, he's gonna end up going down, and Luffy ends up going down as well. Reckoning, taking extremists' mistakes and making them their own.
I really
Ouch.
don't know who won that. This is like, this was literally like Kashmir. No one wins in the end. There's no.
Yeah, I am glad this isn't an official game. Vivek. Let me just say. Let me just say that.
But honestly, no one wins.
Give me a moment.
Yeah. I'm gonna mute that part of the word later.
Uh, yeah, well, if Arisa shows up at your door, don't point fingers at me.
Yeah.
Oh boy, but yeah, man, I have to.
I'm just messing around, guys.
Yeah,
Please do not.
yeah,
Anyways,
everyone is just having
I want
fun.
to talk about that fight. The Lich, the PogChamp that he is, just like how me when I play support with my immortal friends, that guy had detection. So the Sand King +1, they were next to each other. The Chain Frost and that perfect two-man Fisher was enough to bring them down. Swifty was so close to a double kill. At the very end, he tried to get his Resonant Pulse to hit two heroes who were like at 100 HP. Nearly missed. Otherwise, he would have got the kill on a Jules on the Legion Commander as well. Jules ends up killing the Sand King and barely escapes. Like I said, no one really wins. It's like Kashmir.
Yeah, but down bottom, Jules might end up winning if Swifty decides to show himself here because he has no backup on the way. And Tokyo, he's here with the Blink Dagger, the Echo Slam to boot as well. But Swifty, Spidey senses tingling, the scan from Reckoning is on the money.
Yeah, I mean Swifty knows exactly what he's doing, right?
Uh-huh.
It's an obvious play across the map that extremists are
Oh
making,
no,
but
but
it looks as if Reckoning
Lance?
want to react to this. There is a TP in, and Lance is just going to run right in. The outpost does get captured by extremists just before the 20-minute mark. The Earthshaker controlled by that bounce might just end up falling. The Echo Slam decent, but Swifty doesn't give a damn to Chain Frost, causing a bit of an issue here for Reckoning. The duel though ultimately will not do enough as the disruption is there. Tokyo falls, Matt to follow on the Lich. They're still controlling this Legion Commander with the Overgrowth. They'll finally bring him down. Both Jules on that Legion Commander as well as the Earthshaker and the Lich end up falling. PTT as well as Titania want no part of this, but Luffy there with a Power Strike. The Morphling morphs over to the Slark and with the death pack manages to survive. He wants to go back in, but he's fully agi-morphed. This is... I mean, that is a comedy of errors. The Morphling didn't intend that. Neither did the Ember Spirit. Why did extremists decide to fight 2v4? Heck, 2v5 at the very end? I have no idea.
Yeah, that made no sense to me at all. Morphling was away there scot-free, but for no reason, Ember decided to engage in the middle of 5 heroes, and he pays for it with his life.
You know what? I don't know if any of the viewers on stream missed that, but I'm going to break down the Morphling's greatness and the Morphling's questionable stupidity. Okay?
Ethan, clearly.
No. So he got caught by the Burrow Strike by Luffy, but he had morphed over to the Slark and had already used that pack. So he shrugs off the Burrow Strike, escapes. Then he morphs back, like from the Morphling to the Slark, commits the death pack, pounces in, converts back to his original morph form, and goes full agi and dies to nothing. That's what he did. That was a 50-50 play in a matter of 2 seconds.
Yeah. As the equivalent of like driving, I don't know, a 90s 90 Fiat on like, I don't know, 80, 90 kilometers per hour
Yeah.
and then failing to turn. I mean, it's like you're trying to drift, but you just end up crashing into the divider. That's a crappy analogy by me, but please forgive me. I tried to explain it to my best.
We tried. We'll forgive the morphling as well because mistakes like that happen, Floki. I mean,
Yeah.
you do morph full agi, but don't. Never.
Yeah.
Go.
You never go full Ashi.
Yep.
I mean, Robert Downey Jr. made it very, very clear in Tropic Thunder. You went
Absolutely.
for Laji, don't go for
Luffy though,
Laji.
he's
This is
he's
what happens when you go for Laji.
I mean, he had a little bit of strength. He's going to get away with the waveform. There's this simulates 50 trying to bring down the Lich. Now he'll switch targets. Does have that Spirit Vessel quickly dispelled by the press the attack. Titania still alive, but he's morphed over to strength. He can't do all that much. Luffy on the sidelines. He's managed to bring down the Lich. They're looking for more. Lance finding that Earthshaker. Wants to bring him down. Tokyo somehow still alive. Will blink away. Luffy can chase. He's got the Burst Strike in a second. Now the disruption just for setup. The Burst Strike should certainly follow. With the Dark Pack, they've got enough damage to bring down the Earthshaker. Both the Earthshaker and the Lich dead. PDD slowed down by the Imbibe of the Diffuser Blade. Isn't that what it's called? Imbibe?
No, it's not called Imbibe, it's called Inhibit. Yeah.
Yeah, the Inhibit does it, but Luffy doesn't get the Butter Strike he was looking for. PDD still alive, but you know, all jokes aside, Kashmir aside, this is now a 4K lead for Reckoning. Someone's starting to win for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, as the game goes on, it's only going to look better and better for Reckoning because they have 5 heroes who can just put the pedal to the metal and keep going. Sand King doesn't necessarily need his epicenter, it's a nice bonus, but he enables Slark and Void Spirit so much this game because every single time there's a core around, you can always secure a kill, just like this Ember Spirit, who's...
Luffy's gone in deep. He's found the Lich. He's going to go in. Elsewhere, PTT, along with the Legion Commander, they found one with the duel. It is the Shadow Demon. The SD does end up falling. Luffy looking for the TP, but the Fisher, they've caught Luffy. Lance wants in on this fight. He's got the perfect bounce as he catches the Ember Spirit, and with that pyro, they'll bring him down. 45 seconds without PDD. Luffy just blinks in blind with a couple of auto attacks. He's going to clean up on the Lich. Both the Lich and the Ember have buybacks, Floki, but it looks like they don't want to, not even at the tier 2. There comes the buybacks. The Echo Slam decent, but a quick power strike from Luffy. This man has been on the money on his Sand King. Unfortunately, it's not enough. Lance ends up falling. So does Luffy. And Reckoning overextend a bit too much. It's only our boy Swifty who's still alive.
Yeah, I mean, slight overextension there by Reckoning, pushing the luck too much. The Slark had the BKB, but he didn't pop it, and he just ends up getting bursted by everybody on the side of Extremist.
I think what you want to remember is that Reckoning were punished in that fight because of buybacks. So
Yeah.
I think it's a small moral victory for Extremist. But yeah, it's time, it's space for them to farm. I think what you want to do if you're Reckoning is wait for Swifty's Ags. Just wait it out. I mean, if you give this guy 2 minutes of time on the map, any lane, plus a couple of camps, he should have it. So once you have the Ags, you have the Resonant Pulse, which applies the silence. So that's really, really helpful versus the LC, because what's been happening in these fights, or at least some of these fights, is that the LC's been using the press the attack to get rid of the Spirit Vessel on the Morphling. So you get rid of that, or you get rid of the LC providing that debuff, and you have a better chance of winning fights, possibly.
Yeah. So, I mean, the Axe is going to come fairly soon, but at the same time, Morphling already has the Mantis tile, so he's not going to be too troubled, and he's starting to make his way towards the Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah.
The Aghanim Scepter, not to mention Tokyo. He's maxed out his enchant
Lance
totems.
gets a freebie, thinks about it. Nope.
Nope, never mind. Yeah, Extreme is doing a very good job of playing together, but the issue is that the farm, it's not really going to go their way if they continue playing. Look at Reckoning. They're spread out across the map. They're getting themselves a full 3-course meal.
Top
and,
lane.
yeah, I mean, Ember Spirit,
They tried.
do not bring him down. I mean, yeah, the Flame Guard kept him alive. He went for the extra Flame Guard absorption talent, so that actually helped him stay alive through that entire burst damage. He would have died if it weren't for that.
Smart choice.
Yeah, smart choice. He's also going for the Axe next, so he's going to be able to move around the fight, that is, if he does not get caught by the tree and ult.
Oh, look at the tree, and he's in such a good position. He breaks the smoke. He prevents the gank. This is a big play from Object. I mean, he's going to pay with his life. They have detection. I'm not quite sure what he was expecting. The duel there. Do they want to respond to this? Nope. Reckoning. They're just going to give away the tree. And I'm going to keep tabs on this LC. Sitting at 66 dual victory damage.
Yep. And it's only going to get scarier from here. Once LC has around 150 to 180 damage, she can just start going around the map all by herself, and that's when things start getting really scary for Reckoning. So even though for now the Extremists, they're not looking in good shape, once the Morphling has the Axe Scepter, they could just start destroying Reckoning. I mean, I feel scared for them in all honesty. This Axe Morphling combo is pretty nuts.
Yeah, I
to
mean,
say the least.
Titanium just picked up the axe, like you mentioned, and I mean, Earthshaker is level 14. He's got everything maxed out. I mean, all the key spells maxed out. The Aftershock, the Fisher, the Enchant Totem.
There's
So
4 second downtime.
they're doing
Only
it.
4 second downtime
They're
when you
they're
can actually, yeah.
they're going for it. I mean, if they find this Slark is a goner.
Yep, he is
They
gonna meet his makers, and Lance feeling really safe in his jungle. Should see the LC pouncing away. No!
ha
He's just gonna
ha
get caught and die.
ha. Well, the jig is up. They know that they're up against the Morph ES. Let's see if Reckoning have any sort of a way to play against this or plan against this.
Object
Titania,
once
he's just going to go
again.
in. Nearly walks into an Aether Remnant, but he's going to be okay. For now, Reckoning do not want to force the fight. I mean, I think this was a good call. I mean, no Slark on the map. Morph and ES are online. You really want to reconsider your options. Maybe if you're Reckoning, you try and drag the game till you get BKBs even. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not quite sure what the answer to this Morphling Acceptor is. I think the only way you deal with it is by bursting the hero down from
Uh,
full to zero.
Titania. He just goes in with the Enchant Totem. Luffy's thinking of going in.
Epicenter.
There's the Epicenter. Decent two-man burrow. He is morphing strength, so he is going to be okay. Heck, he's going to leap out of the fight as the Earthshaker. Quick duel onto the Shadow Demon. Two-man Echo. Does control Swifty as well. The Shadow Demon dead. Swifty still alive. His Resonant Pulse keeping him healthy a little while longer. Decent two-man Meteor Hammer, but where's Luffy? Okay, Luffy's going to disengage with that Burrow Strike. And Reckoning, they lose the Shadow Demon. They force the duel. It was, I believe the dual damage did go the way of the LC, and that's Echo Slam on cooldown as well.
Yeah, I mean, you just have so many dispels on the side of extremes. You know, you have the LC Purge, you have the Ember Spirit. I mean, the Ember Spirit doesn't really have a dispel, but he can just go away. Morphling has the Manta style. So it's really hard to burst these zeros down from full because the Vessel is going to get dispelled for the Manta or the LC second.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, Reckoning, they are looking like they're in a bit of a pickle here.
Yeah, the Manta is such a smart pickup, right? Protects you versus the Resonant Pulse. But you know what's one very interesting aspect of the Void Spirit? He has 2 charges of that Resonant Pulse. So, I mean, even if Titanium Manta's out of the first silence, he can reapply the silence.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely can do that, but the question
Titania's
is
got
it
to...
still going to be enough? Like, you have...
Uh,
I mean, given the way these fights are going, it just seems like Extremists have so much disable for these Reckoning heroes. And Reckoning, on the other hand, once the Sand King ulti is down, it doesn't seem like Object can get in a good position to use that Treant ult.
Yep. I mean, I want to point out something. So the fight they took at the top tier 2, I don't know if you remember the last time there was a fight here. Object wasn't part of that fight. Now on, Object probably wants to play around his team a little bit more. Or at least sit in one of these side lanes so that his team can play around him. He's got the Overgrowth and the Meteor Hammer, and that's they need that to win fights.
Yeah. Huh, interesting ward here by Extremists. They actually place the Observer on the left side cliff, giving them vision of the staircase. So that's coming from the bottom rune, and
It's
also giving
you're
them
talking
vision
about
of
the
the
one
ancient.
near the Radiant Outpost, right?
Yes, that ward.
The normal, I mean, what is normally the Radiant safe lane outpost? Yeah,
Yeah, that's the.
it's
It's a
in.
nice ward, actually. I mean,
I
it's.
don't. I
I mean, yeah, in terms of getting dewarded, sure, like, yeah, it's not good, but the vision it provides is actually,
a little
I think
better.
it's, yeah, I actually think that's a little bit better because
Okay,
yeah, you have extra vision around the medium camp. You know, you have vision of both the staircases, and
I'll
staircases are important places in Dota.
okay. I'll unwillingly agree with that. I just think it's unnecessarily hipster, that word.
Yeah, somebody's been watching too many YouTube videos.
Yeah.
I see.
If in this game, and I mean, we do see any ward that's of particular interest, I will point them out. What's worth noticing is how teams are contesting this Stinker ward down bottom, which the Lich just dewarded and which he might die for. Oh, wait a minute. Swifty might end up dying. There's a duel onto the side. They found one. It is Lance. Lance with that BKB just manning up. Doesn't care about the duel. And now they'll turn towards the LC. The Overgrowth committed. LC should end up falling. Titania goes in. The Echo Slam huge as Luffy melts. So does Object. And now they're looking for more. This Morphin ES causing a whole lot of trouble for the side of Reckoning as buybacks are forced. Both the Treant and the Sand King forced to buyback. Titania still wrecking havoc. There comes Luffy though with a decent Burrow Strike. Can they bring down this Morphling? He's still got the Manta style. Swifty dropping really, really low. Eats the chain frost straight to the head. Ends up dying. Has been forced to buy back. Both teams just going at it in this ball. The Treant Protector pulled out of position with the Sinister Gaze. Blocked by the Fisher. Might be next on the menu as PTT controls him a little while longer. Luffy, decent 2-man power strike. But Floki, there is no follow-up until Swifty comes in. Commits the Resonant Pulse. Does enough. They bring down the Morph. The Morph dead for 80 seconds and now they can look for more. Luffy has been on the money on his Sand King. Yet another Burrow Strike. The Sand King does end up securing a kill onto the Earthshaker and Reckoning win the fight, Floki, but it did cost them at least 3 buybacks.
Yeah, and they're running straight towards the Roshan pit. I mean, this is the only way they're going to be able to make something out of that because they expended 2 buybacks just to win that fight on Swifty and Luffy. 3?
And the Treant. And that's a dieback on the Treant and the Lich. So Extremists, they could buy back on the Earthshaker if they wanted to, but they only bought back on the Lich and the Lich died back. So both fights end up dying back. In the end, in what came to both teams just basically calling out each other's bluffs, Reckoning somehow came out on top, but this is still not even close to them winning or close to them owning the map.
Yeah, I mean, this Aegis will give them a good chance of getting some map control back, but if they end up losing any other heroes, I mean, Extremists, they're going to push the advantage. They're going to know that if Swifty is caught without buyback, or if Luffy is caught without buyback, or his object is caught without buyback, and they have their cooldowns up, I mean, they have their spells up, they are not going to be afraid to push the advantage.
Yep.
Even with the Aegis, Reckoning, they're not that strong. I mean, sure, Slark has an Aegis, but he doesn't come back with all his Essence Shift charges, so killing him once, I mean, it actually just might make enough of a difference for Extremists to just keep going.
Wait, they gave the Aegis to Swifty.
Oh, that is interesting.
I mean,
So
Slark doesn't die in the duel, if you noticed. He's got the Titan Sliver, he's got the BKB. He just wasn't dying in that duel. I'm not sure if the side of Extremists use their spells to their full potential, but I mean, they duel the Slark and there was the Morphling hitting him. It still didn't feel like enough, so I don't know. Maybe Slark feels that he can play without the Aegis.
He probably can. Besides, it doesn't really make much sense to give Slark the Aegis anyway because of the reasons stated earlier. And Void Spirit, I mean, he seems one of those kind of heroes that can actually take really good advantage of the Aegis. Similar to the Ember, you just come back with full mana, full health, and all your spells are up once again. And it's almost like having a Storm Aegis, but it's obviously not as effective.
Yeah.
With that said, though,
it's actually... It's not as good as the Storm Aegis, but it is still good, right?
yeah, it's still really good.
It does. This hero does a lot of annoying things.
Yeah, I mean,
He's just gonna
silencing
go
it,
in.
Rem-
PTT wants to turn both spirits just playing with each other in the mid lane. There's the
Major
Aether
Hammer.
Remnant will pull the Ember, but look at this Titania on the backlines. He finds the Slark. Slark barely gets off his BKB and he's just gonna run right in. Luffy with an Epicenter and a Burrow on a 3. It's perfect. The Echo Slam does nothing at all as the Earthshaker dies. The Morph missing his buddy. There's the Ember. He buys back into this fight. He commits all his remnants. He'll bring down Swifty once, but there's still Luffy providing stun after stun. Titania's got to be careful. A Shadow Amulet, not even a Glimmer Cape keeping him alive, but he's going to have enough to get away. Turns with the Earthblade, wants to bring down the Slark, but on the right, Swifty, he's searching for this Ember. The Abyssal committed. The Ember won't get away. Luffy there with the Burrow Strike. The Ember dying outside his base could be really costly for Extremists, but he barely manages to escape. Mad though gets pulled to the low ground. There's Titania with the Morphling trying his hardest, but Mad ends up falling, and Swifty could look for more, but he's just going to dissimulate back to safety. All said and done, they lose the Aegis. They find only the Earthshaker and the Lich.
Man, once the Earthshaker's down, this Morphling does not look that good with the Axe. I mean,
Okay, hold on.
strength.
They killed the Ember. The Ember bought back. I missed that.
Yeah, you mentioned it. You didn't miss it.
Okay.
Yeah. The Ember bought back, and I mean, like I was saying earlier, the Morphling actually morphed a lot of strength, and I think she was also morphed into the Sand King. Now, when that happens, you don't carry your stats over. In fact, your stats change.
Titania's going in. Sand King or not, Earthshaker or not, he's just going to go in. He wants this Slark. The duel is there, but look at that. The Slark with so many stats, he's actually winning the duel. Lance has done it. They bring down the Morph. Titania dead for 80 seconds. This is go time for Reckoning, but they're chasing heroes, Floki. I'd rather see them hit buildings. I'd really rather see them hit buildings, but Luffy wants a kill, tries, doesn't get it.
Auto strikes the ground. Yeah. I mean, Swifty just trying to bring everybody back to their senses. He was frantically pinging the tower. He's like, guys, 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 don't hit the heroes, hit the buildings. That's gonna win us the
I
game.
mean, it is past the 35-minute mark. You have double siege creeps to work with. They're both still alive. You really want to take at least a lane of racks. I know that tier 2 towers are a lot stronger. Heck, you might even sell for a tier 3, even though it's not the most useful building on the map, but you'll take what you can get if you are reckoning.
Yeah, and Swifty too. I mean, he does not have buyback anytime soon. I think it's gonna take another 2.5 minutes. So he really wants to get this Rax advantage before they
Yep.
decide to get back, and they should certainly find one.
Yep, they've got the meteor hammer, so they can even threaten the barracks here. The Morph hasn't respawned, and if Extremist, anyone from Extremist oversteps, there's always Luffy sitting in the trees waiting to catch someone.
And look at Object. He's actually using the Ironwood tree to plant trees on the ground so he can stay invis. That is some big galaxy brain plays coming from him.
No, that's very ordinary. They all do that.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's not.
I guess it's just because I don't play that much Trained.
Okay, there are three plays that you can make with Ironwood Tree. One is the tree and using the trees for invis and split pushing and getting to odd parts of the map. The other is the Wind Ranger using the tree to land a Hone Shackle. That is hard. Galaxy Brain or Small Peanut Brain. It's a very hard play to pull off. The third is the Timbersaw using the Ironwood Tree in conjunction with his Whirling Dead to do pure damage.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all the stuff you can do with it, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. The fourth is to just be a bad-mannered opponent and just put GG on the floor and run away.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I always thought it. Oh my goodness, internet.
Are the four of them
Yikes.
together? Is Swifty with...
I'm not sure. He'd have to be. They could together. They could be together at the boot camp. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
apart from Lance, is correct me if I'm wrong, but is this the same Lance from Arrow Gaming, or am I just acting stupid
Are
here?
you saying Arrow Gaming, the Pakistani team?
No, no,
No,
I'm talking
that.
about the old Arrow Gaming,
The
the
old
extreme.
Arrow Gaming. No, sorry.
Yeah.
Arrow. Firstly, let me correct myself. Arrow Gaming is not a Pakistani team. Arrow is a Pakistani player. But yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know the old Arrow Gaming lineup.
It was
But
Lance DDC,
yeah,
DDZ. I
yeah.
mean,
I mean, I vaguely remember it. I'm just gonna post a link to the brackets in chat so you guys can check out the teams and maybe if you know who Lance is and where he's from, you guys can fill us up. He could be from the old Arrow Gaming team. We've also got, I think we've got Sharang in chat, the owner. Nope, he's not there. Okay,
okay.
cool.
Well, Swifty is gonna reconnect soon. Suddenly, Extremist Draft, it's not looking so good. You know, the Slark is huge.
Uh huh.
Once he finishes up this Cardi, it's going to be nearly impossible to burst him down unless they expend literally every single spell they have just to kill him in the duel. And even then, it may not be enough.
Yeah.
You're gonna need a 5-man Echo Slam, all the remnants from the Ember Spirit, the Legion Commander with the duel, Morphling's burst damage with the Blade and the Aghanim Scepter, and then you might be able to kill him. Once the Skadi is up, of course.
Yeah. And I think,
It's
I mean, if you are the Slark, you might even start building at a slightly later stage towards something like a Satanic. So you have more status resistance, and that's the only way you survive this control that's coming out from Extremist. He's already doing a good job.
Yeah. Actually, Satanic would not be too bad. You know, you get that secondary way of fighting
Yep.
once your Shadow Dance is down.
Yep. Okay, we have a little bit of time. I'm going to pull up the good old net worth and EXP graphs. Uh, Small lead for the side of reckoning, small but significant, 13,000 net worth. It's still not over for Extremist. I mean, they're down a lane of racks. Uh, we've often wonder to ourselves if this patch is really a patch that favors team snowballing. If it is in, we should see Reckoning make a comeback. But I'm looking at win probability. This is where Gaben weighs in with his options and opinions about the game. And right now we're looking at a 90% win rate for Reckoning. A 90% win percentage for Reckoning. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's That's about as good as it gets, except for when you have Spectre, when then the win rating just goes up to like 95%.
Yep. I don't know. I mean, I think like Object, he's got to be careful. They are
Uh,
searching. He's got a couple of branches. They see him for a second. They know where he is. There's the Fisher. No detection just yet, but oh, they do. They do.
Lich comes in. Yeah, and he was able to figure out where the ward was placed.
Mm-hmm.
So, well,
Yeah.
at least now he knows that there's a ward there. It's gonna be 40 seconds until the Treant comes back, but that's okay. I mean, Yokos are just looking to farm their next set of items, and Object looks like, I mean, not Object, but rather Lance, it seems like he heard us. He is going for that Satanic straight up, so it's gonna be really, really easy for him to be able to control, I mean, just survive all the burst damage and provide further control courtesy of his Abyssal Blade.
Uh-huh.
And the Shadow Demon, let's have a look at his item. So he's just essentially gone to be extremely greedy. He's like, you know what, guys, my hero does enough this game. I just need to be able to survive. And he's gone for a Blink Dagger, a Glimmer Cape, and he's queued up the Aeon Disc, which he should have actually. I think he has
This
enough
is
money to buy it.
this is really good from him, right? I mean, he's got the blink and the aether lens, so he can always disrupt the Morphling combo. He can always make sure that the LC duel doesn't always lead to a kill. So I really like his itemization. I really like the fact that he's found space for himself in this 40 minutes to find really impactful items. Object is also pretty well farmed. He's got himself a 4-star and a meteor hammer. And when you look on the other side of the map, Mad doesn't really have all that much other than a glimmer cape.
Yeah. And Swifty, he's also looking good. He has a Lincoln Sphere completed. He also has the Princess Knife, so
Uh-huh.
he's providing a lot of utility. You know, he jumps in, he's gonna disable one hero, and if that's the Morphling, then I mean,
Does
it's just gonna.
does the jump itself count as an attack?
Yes, it does. It does. That's why whenever you see,
Crit?
I mean,
Crit. That's why crit.
yep,
Okay.
yeah, that's why you build crits. That's why you build Tesso.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Kind of like Sleight of Fist. If Sleight of Fist
Yeah,
had an
but you
additional
know these
slow,
neutral items are really weird, Floki. I just hope it works as it's intended to. So if
it's
he's
gonna
gotta
be
be
the first
careful.
unit he touches. Yeah, I mean the smoke breaks,
Yeah. I think
the Earthshaker.
they've got to be a bit frustrated. Two fishes coming out, the Enchant Totem there, the second Enchant Totem. They bring down Swifty. Luffy has a decent Burrow Strike. There's Object with the Overgrowth. They've controlled a couple of them, but Titania on the side, controlled with the Abyssal. Next on the menu, he's got a BKB, morphs over to the Earthshaker, wants the Shadow Demon. Commits the Fisher, a couple of hits, the Shadow Demon dead. Blink, Glimmer, Aether Lens, completely useless versus an ES and a Morph, and Object will fall as well. Buybacks expended, but Reckoning, they had a 90% chance of taking this game home, and all of a sudden, it swung.
Yep, those chances sure don't look as good anymore. It did force out buyback. They did force out buybacks from Swifty as well as
The Shadow
the
Demon.
Shadow Demon. So big wins here for Extremists. But the question is, can they find themselves Roshan? Now, if they find Aegis with this pick, and Roshan is up by the way, this could be a huge win.
Yeah.
Object, he spawns in 30 seconds, but he does have buyback.
I think if you are extremists, you've just got to keep in mind that, hey guys, we have our outpost, we're near the Rosh Pit, we should just force a fight, get Reckoning to fight us. If they do end up fighting us, and if we lose a couple of heroes, we've got buybacks, they don't. I mean, on paper, taking a fight now is an absolutely justifiable gambit for extremists because they've got buybacks. And Reckoning don't. So if you are Reckoning, you probably want to be splitting the map and not looking for a fight.
Speaking of buyback, Slark, he does not have one anymore because he finished the Satanic and now he's turning his attention towards the mid lane. If they can find a pick off here and even the table, I mean, turn the tides, this could be a big win. Morphling does
They-
have buyback.
They know where he is. Titania's got to be careful. Swifty goes in, has the silence with the resonant pulse. There's the Abyssal, quick press the attack, but Luffy with the Burrow Strike, layer upon layer of stun. Still not enough for this Titania Morphling, and with the Minotaur on, he might just look to turn. He goes over to the tree and the damage a bit too much, and with the head plate, the tree is going to end up falling. Object, he's got buyback if he wants it, will be forced to use it. Morph wants to go back in. He's there with the Echo Slam followed up from Tokyo as he controls the slug with the damage. Just not enough. PTT like a headless chicken on the Ember with his BKB. Can't do all that much while Mad and the Lich is somehow still alive. Swifty looking to weave out of this fight, but PTT wants to go back in. Commits a remnant. Has the accept on the Ember so he can keep flirting with the side of Reckoning Esports. PTT However, doesn't quite provide too much control, and Tokyo not in a position to follow up with that Fisher. I really feel like Extremists should have just forced the fight.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened there. Both teams seem to be chickening out at the last moment. Epicenter was channeled by Luffy, but the issue was he was so far away from his hero that he ended up popping it on a Lich. And the Lich, well, he had a Glimmer Cape and he lived. So all of a sudden, Reckoning, they do see Roshan, but can they get this without losing any heroes? That's the question. Earthshaker going in for the Arcane Rune is going to be able to find it. Sand there to punish. There's the Abyssal Blade from the Slug. He's going forward. LC, the duel is not going to come out. Nice ultimate from Earthshaker. The 4-1. That's going to be the Slug. Finish of the Earthshaker. Meteor being channeled as well. It seems like Extremists, they might just hear the fat lady sing, but in fact, they're buying back. They're not done yet. BKB Morphling up on the high ground. He's cosplaying as RTZ for the moment, and looks like it's a very successful one because he's going the full 80. I mean, he's going the full mile with it. You know, he's going to end up dying just like that. 3 buybacks forced from Reckoning Esports. They can just go back for Roshan at this point, but they have to be careful of the Echo Slam. Man, that was a huge fight. Void Spirit managed to find that silence in all those heroes, and Object finding that 4-mana overgrowth and following it up with a Meteor Hammer. That was like a million seconds of disable.
Yeah, Hirok, unfortunately, through all of that, you had a little bit of packet loss, or you came too close to your mic, but I'm going to continue. Titania is going to go in. There's the duel onto the train. There's the quick little Resonant Pulse coming out from Swifty. All the heroes on the side of Extremist Silence. Tokyo and the Earthshaker dead. Titania is going to go forward with an Axe Scepter of Fist, and the Chain Frost bouncing around does enough. Just enough to bring down Luffy, but Luffy, he's got buyback. Titania still in this fight. Has got to respect the fact that Swifty can chase. Astral Step on cooldown. 2 seconds. He's going to have it. There's the Silence coming out from the Resonant Pulse. Another Astral Step into the Aether Remnant. The Morph Control dead for 125 seconds. Reckoning they're probably down this, and now Lance is chasing for more. He wants Mad, but Floki, honestly, the best thing to do right now is just go hit the freaking building. They'll kill the Lich. They might even try and waste their time with this Ember. KPG there with the disruption. Luffy with the buyback should have a Burrow Strike in a second. PTT is almost certainly dead. It's a full 5-man team wipe as Reckoning have almost certainly won this game now, Floki.
Yeah, and this is just looking like the beginning of the end. No buybacks on anyone from Extremist. The Ember, he's going to try to hold, but Lance, he's well aware of what the case is. The jig's up and the tier 4s are dropping. The double Gs should also be dropped fairly soon. Swifty, not here though. Yeah, I mean, the Ember gets caught out, but he's going to be safe under the cover of the fountain.
I think... Yeah,
the game's over. Hey, the game's over.
It is, unless PTT can... I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying,
He's
but...
got to summon, like...
The item dropping now, okay.
It's over. You know what? This is rough, Hirak, if you are an Extremist supporter. This is a best of 1. This is round of 32. Best of 1. And, yeah, Reckoning Esports, they're going to move ahead. Extremists. I mean, I don't know if there's another qualifier for this tournament, but this is the end of the road for them. Great stuff coming out from Reckoning Esports. I've just got to say, they layer their stunts better.
Yep.
Luffy is up there for my choice of MVP for this game. Phenomenal stuff on the Sand King. And, yeah, I don't know how much you got on your camera, but Luffy and definitely in that last fight, Object. Both of these two are my personal MVPs for this game.
I mean, Whoops' game seems over as well. I'm not sure who won that, but yeah, like speaking of...
I'm going to paste the brackets for chat so that chat can look at the brackets and... Whoops. Okay.
Let's have a quick look. Did Whoops make it?
Yep.
They made it?
No. I'm still... You can look at the... I'm not looking at the bracket. I'm responding to chat. Mihir,
Okay.
no. Swifty is Indian. 3 of them are from Myanmar, and 1 of them is from the Philippines. I think Lance is from the Philippines, and the other 3 players are from Myanmar. Obviously, Reckoning fans in chat can correct me. I've shared the brackets with you folks. I'm going to refresh the bracket and see if Whoops won their game or not. They're the other Indian hope in this tournament.
I mean, Flower Gaming won that. They were able to beat Whoops.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
But at least we have Reckoning. You know, they've made it so far, so They will be heading into the round of 16, which I think is happening today, right?
Um, yeah, it's happening today. I think what's interesting is we have LGD International versus 496 Gaming. That's one other great game to follow on the watch tab if you do get the chance to tune in. I'm looking for so Reckoning are playing team Stone 3, and Stone 3 just beat Kings Esports from Australia. Kings is actually a very old Australian brand. I'm surprised they came back to Dota.
Interesting.
They're a
But
old they're a old CS:GO team actually from like 4 years ago. Huh.
4 years ago, okay.
I mean, they essentially had one of the players that currently plays for Hundred Thieves. He used to play for Kings
I mean, they're from Australia, so like, are you really gonna be able to beat Southeast Asian teams on that ping?
in Dota.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah. So Australians ping like 80, 90 to 100 to Singapore.
really.
Yeah. It depends. It depends which coast of Australia you play from.
It, hmm.
Yeah.
So it could actually not be that bad.
Yeah, it's
Maybe it's
possible.
playable.
Okay, so you know what? I'm just gonna take a break. I need some water. And
Sure, go
what we're
ahead.
gonna do after the break is we're gonna jump into Team Reckoning versus Stone Tree. We're going to be following Team Reckoning versus Stone Tree. That's the game we're going to be following. We're going to take a small break, get some water, and then we'll be back with Team Reckoning versus Stone Tree. My name is Veewake. With me was Floki. Social media is on your screens. We'd love your feedback. We'd love your love or hate. Uh,
Yeah,
and Floki would love someone to flame in all his party MMR games as well. So do hit him up.
absolutely.
Do hit him up. I'm going to leave you guys with some music. We'll be back with who was it? Reckoning versus Stone Tree. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with game number two. Not game number two, actually. Reckoning's second game here, the ESL 1 Birmingham uh, Southeast Asia Open Qualifier. My name is Vivek. Joining me is Floki. Floki, are you there?
Hello. Yep, I'm here.
Are you
Can
in
you
the
guys hear
draft?
me? No, I'm not yet in the draft. I'm trying to find the game. Just give me a moment.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I mean, I have the draft on my screen. Pretty standard first phase bans here. Bat
is that
Rider,
Sterling Dragons? Or like, am I confusing this with? Oh no, it's Stone Tree Gaming. Never mind. STG. Right.
yeah, STG.
Yeah. I got confused in the initials there. But if last game is any indicator, I think Reckoning need to take a bit of a reality check and ask themselves if the last game had to be so close. Uh, in my opinion,
I
I think if they're
mean,
gonna,
it was they won versus Morpheus, which is
yeah, sure.
still
I mean,
not the Morpheus it was, but it's still strong.
fair enough, fair enough. I'm not denying that, but it's just those fights are starting to get quite crazy. I mean, if you play those kind of fights against a better team, I think Reckoning they're gonna have to start picking up a bit more slack. They
Hmm.
definitely played well, but I just hope that they're able to bring that same performance consistently against teams of a higher caliber. Now, I'm not quite sure where I've seen Stone Tree Gaming before. They seem like a relatively new team. I haven't seen them in other open qualifiers, at least not in, I mean, not say 4 months ago, because that's when I was last casting and having a look at some of these open qualifier games. But do you recognize any of these names here?
Nope.
Yeah, me neither. So, interesting opening duo from STG. They go for the Pugna and the Bounty Hunter. Now, Pugna is really, really strong. Of course, we know once he gets his levels, he can be such a huge nuisance, just healing your teammates, sucking some life out of the enemy, and just overall just being really, really pesky to deal with. Reckoning, they do have a solid way of dealing with him, though. They have the Lycan, so once he has the Necro 3, that decrep is not going to do much, and you can just pretty much leave all your summons on the Pugna, and they'll take care of him. Now, the question is, how are STG going to deal with this Lycan? They banned the Slark themselves, which is a little bit weird, because that could be one of the heroes that deals with Lycan, at least, I mean, in the mid to late game.
Yeah.
But,
You know
uh,
what's one way to deal with the lichen?
Gyro?
It's no, it's an odd solution, but it really works.
Bloodseeker?
No, I mean, I mean, the draft wants to snowball and hit buildings, right? Pick,
Yep.
you pick the kind of team fight that won't let them. So I really think something like Naga plus Phoenix would be a decent answer. Something like Naga Phoenix or Void Phoenix or Naga Mars even. Yeah.
Yeah, Mars wouldn't be a bad pick here, that's for sure.
Naga Snapfire. Like you just song and reset every time they want to run at you and take a building. You make them fight and you make them fight on your terms.
Sure, you can do that. They could have also thrown a curveball here, maybe picked up a Willow for themselves and go for the Mars.
Yep.
So that way, I mean, in the early game, you have a way of dealing with Lycan. He was just constantly running into a wall and killing himself. The question is then, like, what would you do with the Pugna? And then you'd have to probably put Pugna mid, and that would instantly reveal all the cards that STG were going to play. So I guess in that way, it's not that good for them. But Reckoning, they should have a relatively easy time against the Thunderlord. I don't think he particularly threatens the Lycan or what he's going to do.
Uh huh. I think the
Uh,
Winter Wyvern is also a really smart deny versus the Lycan, right? Cold Embrace, something the Lycan hates playing against. The Winter's
yeah.
Curse really makes the Lycan look silly. So it's a smart deny pick in a way, or I mean, I don't even know what the
It's
phrase is.
also really good in the early game. I mean, like you have a Winter Wyvern securing a Lycan's lane. That's always really good to have, especially with these hard carry-esque heroes. You really want
Yep.
slows a bit more than you want stuns
Yep.
because they usually cannot burst a hero down that quickly. It's not a Swen, it's not a Chaos Knight, it's a Lycan.
You
So
know,
he's gonna.
one thing I want to point out. Sorry, I cut you off, but
Sure.
there is no response from HTG versus what Reckoning want to do. Reckoning have revealed the draft really, really well, and I mean, I still don't see anything that counts as a great response to the Lycan.
The puck is a nice pickup. I mean, the puck is really good against Lycan, but the question remains, I mean, what else can they bring to the table that will deal with the Lycan and at the same time provide them some leeway going into the late game because they have an Underlord, so that's really good in the late game. Once he has a couple of armor items, has an Atos, Shivas, this hero can start causing problems. But STG, they still haven't found that oomph they need to deal with this Reckoning lineup of theirs.
Mm-hmm. Hirok, are you looking at chat?
Just give me a second. I haven't opened the stream. I actually just closed it a while back. I'll open it up real quick. Is there an issue with my mic?
No, no, no. There was okay, huh? I think we can fix that a little bit in the draft. Like when you yell or when you get too close, that's when your voice gets messed up. Either it's you going, either it's you being louder or you doing something when you're casting team fights.
Yeah, no, no, I think it's definitely the mic turning up. I don't think I should shout too much
Oh,
because
okay.
this
Here's a pro
microphone
tip.
I've had.
On your end, reduce the input volume a bit on your Windows. But yeah, the reason I was
That
asking.
actually, so my mic has actually like a processor itself in the hardware, so it's like even if I do it in Windows, it still ends up tearing up just because of the way it processes my sound
Okay.
in the hardware itself of the microphone.
I felt bad because there was a really really good fight and I could hear
Yeah,
you put your soul into it and it sounded like
it's
it sounded
sounded like a robot regurgitating.
yep. But yeah, the reason I was bringing up chat is because teams were talking about, I mean, not teams, our viewers on chat were talking about Beyond Infinity. Those were really special days in India. Personally, I think India still has what it needs for at least a couple of players to break into the tier 2 and heck, even the tier 1 scene. A lot of talented players. I think it can still happen. Uh, so yeah, Swifty, he's been like sub rank 10. Most of we have 6 7 players who are consistently sub 100, and yeah,
I think the problem with India as a region is the fact that we just lack experience in the sense that one player can have a really good understanding of the overall game flow, but in a team-based setting, you need all five players to have that sort of understanding to really break into the tier one scene. I mean, sure, like you can have really good mechanically skilled players, you can have players that itemize fantastically, that play really well on the map,
yeah,
but if you don't understand what your objective as a team is, that like what you need to do together to win a game of Dota, then that's just problematic.
yeah.
All five members of the team need to have one vision about how they're going to win this game.
Uh huh. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that we have that one leader that can really bring 5 great players together. I don't know. I mean, it hasn't been proven yet. No
Yeah.
Chance did it to a degree back then, but I don't think No Chance wants to do it anymore. I don't think he feels like he wants to play from that kind of a position on the team. But yeah, any of these Indian players in SEA, heck, maybe even in EU, or even in what's probably the weakest region, which would be NA, could do well for themselves. And I really hope that these players get the kind of team that they deserve. Some of these players, like Swifty, for example, I mean, uh, he's playing with really good teammates. I won't say that these guys are the best in SEA, but come on, they're playing good Dota.
They're up there. They're definitely up there.
Object played a
Yeah.
really good 5. Luffy was phenomenal on his 3. Lance was great on the Slark. So
Yeah, he was actually like not afraid, even though he died a couple of times, like he was not popping his Shadow Lance unnecessarily that game.
yep,
That's for sure.
yep. Hira, can you reduce your volume with the hardware on your
Sure.
mic? Is that
Yeah, there we
possible?
go. Is this better?
Yeah. What is this, like 80%?
I'm not really sure. I just have a knob that I turn, so it's at like 10% right now. The knob is at 10%.
Okay, you reduced it by 10%. If this
No,
was a
it's at
clock,
10%.
if this was a clock, it's at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
If this was a clock, it is at 9 o'clock. Yes, the clock starts from 9 o'clock and it is at 9 o'clock.
Okay, can you make it like 11 o'clock?
You want me
That
to
would be
increase it
even
a bit?
less. Oh, okay, then make
Oh,
it like 7 o'clock. 2 hours lower
yeah.
volume.
Okay.
Great unit
Like
of
that.
measuring
Gotta
audio.
get the
Did you
Oh
do
boy.
that? I'll
Yep,
increase your
I've done
volume
it.
on Discord. Okay.
Yeah, this is about as low as I can go.
Wow.
Yeah, okay, I can try going low a sec. Is this okay? You can still hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, okay, so this is about as low as I can go. After that, I just get muted. Like, actually, no amount of sound can reach this microphone.
Is it Luffy or Luffy? I mean, I want to get this right.
I don't know. In the anime, he calls himself Monkey D. Luffy, so I'm not sure how
Yeah,
he.
so it's Luffy. But I mean, it's a proper noun. I don't know if this is named after
Hey,
an
I
anime.
mean, look, I'll be honest. I mean, if you're gonna start spelling names in English, then you should use the letters properly. If it's Luffy, then you go with double O's, man. You don't go with a U and double F.
Yeah.
Hate to be a grammar Nazi, but
No, no.
it just
It's no. You're not being a grammar Nazi. You're being wrong as well because it's a proper noun. You can pronounce it literally anyway. So it could be Luffy
oh,
or Luffy. I'm just, uh, I mean, sh- reckoning I have a preference on how it should be, and I respect that, and I want to respect that. So I'm still not sure. Is it Luffy or is it Luffy? I don't know. My English bad, but I try.
uh, Lou FFY. It is Lou FY.
Okay,
He
yeah.
is the disciple of FY. He was studying under FY and he went to the Lou and he got the inspiration from his name for his name there.
This
I'm just kidding.
is this is not even toilet humor, but it belongs there. Okay, so it's Luffy.
Yeah.
Luffy. Okay,
Okay.
Luffy. I have to get used to that. I've been reading it how it's written.
Luffy.
Okay,
Yeah.
anyway, whatever his
Luffy.
name is, he played really, really well on the Sand King.
Yeah, Luffy was really, really good last game. I
Yeah.
think even Object, I think he was extremely underrated, if anything.
Oh yeah, Object was really good as well. His laning, his ability to find farm in what was a really close game, his ability to have impact with the farm. So the 3 and the 5, if anything, Luffy in particular were the real MVPs for me from the previous game. Great stuff coming out from them. This time around, they got the Lycan, they got the Winter Wyvern, they got what they wanted as far as their draft is concerned. They have someone to fight in the mid game in the Kunkka and the Ursa. So yeah, STG. I really I'm not quite sure what their plan is, but Floki, it's an offlane Lycan. Huh.
Offlane Lycan, that is interesting. Now, I have seen Lycan played in multiple positions before, mid, safe lane, and offlane. But offlane Lycan is he's actually somewhat scarier than safe lane Lycan because if you can't shut him down, man, that exactly like what are you going to do with an Ursa and Lycan on the same team? You're just gonna have three cores running at you at 15 minutes into the game. And is the STG prepared to deal with that kind of a push? I mean, the answer it lies in the way they play their lanes.
I mean, I really don't see the answer. Like, if you wanted, if you wanted to draft something versus like it would be Winter Wyvern. Winter Wyvern's been picked up. Like I said, the other thing I would consider versus Lycan, and I've seen work versus Lycan, is something like Naga Phoenix or Naga Mars. You just basically reset the fight and you take the fight on your terms and you stop the push when you really, really want to. Plus, you have the Naga that's always going to be able to deal with the push. Kotl, another hero that's pretty decent versus Lycan in a way.
You know, weirdly enough, this Underlord might actually not be that bad against the Lycan.
I
Because once
mean,
you have the
he's
Rod of Atos, you can get the double root if you're in range when he's using that shapeshift.
right. He is good, right? But he's got the Firestorm. He can stop the push. He can hold objectives. But I don't know. I'm not sold. And mid Underlord, it's interesting.
It's yeah, interesting to say the least.
So
But
lanes, Floki. How do you think the lanes are gonna go?
lanes, I mean, you know, it's I don't think they can have any particularly a lot of kills in lane because Pugna Puck in one lane against Ursa. Sure, it doesn't seem that good, but you have two ranged heroes and you have the Decrepify, so Lance he's gonna have his work cut out for him if he wants to go for kills. And it doesn't seem to me, given the way he's just playing right now, that he wants to do that. Besides, you have a Puck as well, and that Puck is just such a nuisance to deal with in these lanes. Especially against an Ursa, you can just run away with the orb, and there's nothing that the Ursa can do.
Hmm. Also, Bounty is really not the best lane support. There's no way Bounty outdoes the Shadow Demon in lane. Like how can he even? I mean, just think about it. He can't trade with the Shadow Demon. He can't do anything if the Shadow Demon just decides to disrupt him and stop his pull. What
Hmm.
the hell does a 5 bounty do?
He steals your money,
Yep,
and he probably goes to jail for it if the enemy team is carrying detection.
yep. Bounty Hunter, also known as the PM Cares Fund.
Okay. Well, for now, the Shadow Demon, he might just end up going down. This Bounty Hunter might actually be doing some work, but the Mango comes out. The disruption's gonna be there, and oh my God, he almost outplayed him. He
Oh
almost
my
outplayed
god.
him.
For a second, it was like the PM Cares Fund got audited and got outplayed. But yeah, Nisha Baby dies though. What? What?
Uh, wo- I need to go back in time to see exactly what the
Please do that.
the
Wait, I'm
he
gonna go
went.
back in.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna go
okay,
back
okay,
in time.
okay. So Shadow Poison on the Morphling. Takes down, finishes up. Morphling thinks she's safe. Morphs full agi, and a wild range creep comes in and finishes the job.
Guys, Hirak is not bathroom casting. There's something wrong with his mic. Please cut him a little bit of slack. I'm trying my best
Holy
to fix it.
fuck! I have no clue what's wrong with my mic. Oh my God.
It's. I mean, I'll sit with you later.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, this sounds better. Whatever you just did. Did you come closer to the mic? Can you come closer?
My lips are touching the microphone as I speak.
Okay,
It's
that's too
very
close.
sensual, and I do not like this feeling. But okay, is this better?
Yeah, this is better. This is better.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, back to the lane. So made a little bit Kunkka favored here. Um, I mean, Tidebringer is still really good. Both heroes have similar base damage. Underlord has a slight edge, but
Pagna is dead bottom, or is it the Ursa? No, Ursa lives. Pagna doesn't.
okay.
But yeah, I have to say, I mean, Reckonings, winning these lanes, this is not looking good for Stone Tree Gaming. And especially that Morphling dead there, trying to arrange creep, man. That has to be demoralizing.
Yep. I mean, Titania had one of those moments in the previous game as well, right? Versus
Yeah.
Reckoning. There's something about Reckoning that brings out the worst in every Morphling player. Uh, but yeah, Bounty Hunter doing his best, pushing the Shadow Demon away from the lane, just trying to be a nuisance. Back at mid, Swifty goes for the Torrent and the boat. He got enough damage. Whoops!
Yep. He does.
4 points in Tidebringer, Blades of Attack. Underlord dies.
Yeah, I mean, Kunkka, the good thing about him is he has all that cleave damage, so
Yep.
that cleave damage does not get reduced from the Atrophy Aura as far as I know.
Yep.
Armor does reduce it, but I don't think Atrophy Aura does.
Uh,
What? How's the Ursa doing? So he has his boots up and running. He has a chainmail. Not doing particularly bad, but not doing too good either.
Yep. But there are some heroes which make laning really difficult for an offlane puck. Ricky is one of them. The Ursa is another. I mean, they can just push you out of lane time and time again with very minimal commitment. Up top, Luffy's got the Fairy Fire, but this is not a fight he wins. He's going to end up falling up top. The Lycan dies. And back down bottom,
my bone?
object. He's got to be careful. The blast was there, and Lance all by himself wants to run down RPR. The decrypt, though, is a bit of an issue, and Lance is starting to take damage. He's got one more hop to work with, gets the kill, doesn't have any more stick charges. Jaw wants him in the trees. Lance still alive. The blast, though, enough,
Ooh.
as Jaw barely secures the kill.
He almost had a juke, in fact. He went into the trees and he with a Quelling Blade, but just not enough to live there. Underlord is making a rotation. I'm not entirely sure what this guy's gonna do.
I think I don't know. Swifty ended up here. Swifty might have just TP'd at the top, but they're looking towards the bounty hunter. Object doesn't have detection, so they're pretty much just hoping that the bounty hunter doesn't have mana for the shadow walk. The torrent not enough.
Yeah, they're not gonna catch this. I'm not sure what that rotation was for, but anyway.
Yep.
The Underlord, he's just gonna look to farm his ATOS up, and when he has that, he can actually deal with the Lycan.
Clyde walks under sentry. Swifty there with the boat should get the kill. The real issue is that the Unlord made that rotation. Good news for STG was that, well, Swifty's time was taken up as well. So it's not like Swifty applied a lot of pressure on the mid tower. But the Underlord didn't do much either. Back down bottom. See, this is what I meant. I mean, Ursa is a really irritating hero to play against if you're a puck.
Just keeps running at you, I guess, and you're not always gonna have orb up.
Yeah, I mean that's the nature of like this matchup, right? And this is why puck as an offlane is a bit of an issue. That, I mean, if there is, I'm gonna get back to that. KPG gets caught, and this is a rotation the Underlord 1v2 displeased about. Gets a kill.
He barely had to rotate for that. I mean, he was just sitting around in the mid lane, and Bounty Hunter pretty much serving that kill to him on a silver platter.
Luffy doesn't want the lane anymore. He's picked up the Helm of the Dominator 8 minutes in, so this is a really good start. He also finds Morphling's courier. He's got himself the Alpha Wolf, has the Shapeshift. The lanes are going really, really well for Reckoning. I mean, Swifty's just left mid, and he's pushed Morphling out of the safe lane. This is, in my mind, a very interesting switch coming out from Reckoning if you just think about it. I mean, they win mid. Then they put the Kunkka up top, so Kunkka's winning top. And bot isn't going all that well for STG either, as Lance gets another kill. 3 heroes from the side of STG trying to deal with this Ursa. But Lance doesn't give a hoot. He's got Swifty to back him up with the Torrent, but they're not going to catch anyone.
Yeah, does not have mana left for the Earth Shock, so he can't chase he can't chase forward. But Bounty Hunter is in the area. He
This
courier.
game is going to snowball really, really fast. I'm just calling it.
And my mic is sounding awful for some reason. I'm trying to fix it, folks. I'm not sure what the issue is, but yeah, let me know if the voice sounds better in chat.
Yeah.
If not, I'll try to fix it.
You know, there's an old saying, it's not the mic that makes the caster, but...
Thanks, Veewake. It's definitely bringing my morale up. What a great teammate. In the game and outside the game.
Thank you.
Yeah. Jokes aside, though, yeah, you are right. I mean, this game is looking extremely snowbally, and
look at
well,
this.
like in
Free kill for Luffy.
Luffy.
Luffy misses the hoof stomp, but it doesn't matter. He's going to get the kill nonetheless. I mean, that decrypt is really cute. It does buy him a little bit of time, but those summons are just going to run him down. And if not for the summons, there's Swifty with a little bit of magic damage. They can look for another target, but they'll just sell for the ward.
Yep, that's a big middle finger. Swifty just waved at the Pugna. He's like, okay, man, you know what? Screw this. You're going to get the boat.
Okay, they're going to coil the Lycan here. No hoof stomp. Or no hoof stomp that really works for Reckoning. There's the defensive cold embrace. So Luffy is alive and healthy. The Unlord just walking ahead in slow motion. And yeah, like you mentioned, the disruption keeping Luffy alive. Another orb. They'll finally bring down the Lycan. But Floki, at what cost really? As they lose the Unlord, they lose the Bounty Hunter. And they commit the coil for an offlane like.
That was, I mean, that was not worth it at all.
They found the Pugna as well, Floki. Sorry to cut you off. They're just running straight at them in the mid lane. Jaw is there with the life drain, but is it really enough? It's enough for him to get the kill, but he's going to pay with his life, and rotations are starting to come in. Unfortunately, for the side of STG, they do not have the Dream Coil to work with, and they won't have a mid tower if they don't start taking action soon.
And Swifty, well, he's starting to run away. He has a track on him. The Underlord's here too, but I don't think they can make much of this. Really good sentry placement here by Object, so revealing the Bounty Hunter perfectly. And Swifty also has the boat back up, so this means that they can't make a go on this Kunkka anymore. The timing window is gone, and all the while, Ursa's hitting creeps.
Oh yeah.
So he is going for the Diffusal Blade first. Interesting pickup. It's definitely better than Basher in a sense, because it allows you to chase heroes a lot better. But then again...
Floki, what are your thoughts on what was a triangle of vision around the Ursa's lane? Coming up from STG?
I think it's good, but You need to bring more heroes here if you want to shut this guy down.
I
And
think
who exactly is going to do that in your draft? No
I,
one. So yeah, in hindsight, actually, that's a bad ward.
I mean there were 3 wards and now there's only one that remains just
No, I
behind that.
saw those. I saw those.
Yeah,
I saw those
and
wards
the
before. Yeah.
opportunity, well, the opportunity to use those wards kind of faded away. They might still find Lance though. They know he's sitting in the trees, and they're hoping that he's still there and he's not TP'd back home. Lance, has he got friends?
Nope. This TP is going to take forever. The
Strength
beam goes from the
strike, yeah,
park.
they have it. The adaptive strike is there. They'll find themselves the Ursa. No enrage, no TP. So they get a core and they get a tower, but they're losing. They might lose a tier 2 tower up top.
Yeah, I think he TP'd from the minimap, so that was a long, long TP. But up top, Luffy, he's gonna have to be careful. Shapeshift is up. The Underlord with the DD rune. Not gonna chase. Yeah, I mean, G3 pretty much said it. This game seems over. 12-minute vessel.
Yeah, there is a fight though that was taking place bottom and Nisha Baby. I really don't have any idea why the Muffling had to join a fight at the enemy tier 2, 13 minutes in. But he's somehow still alive. Swifty, unfortunately, there was one more.
Oh, man.
Yeah, one more Spirit Vessel charge to work with. And you know what happened. He morphed. He went
Yep.
full Agi.
Agi. Well, this is... This game, like, it looks like it's over, but I don't think it is just yet. I think you should wait out until you have your core
No,
items
no,
at
no.
least.
It's not over. It's starting to snowball. And I mean, like, Reckoning aren't even executing perfectly. Not yet.
Yeah, but like I'm looking at Stone Tree's draft and I'm like, which hero exactly is gonna fight? Like your Puck, okay, fair enough, but this guy doesn't have any items. Pugna,
Puck
sure,
is
but he's
trying
getting
down
chased by
bottom.
Lycan. I mean, yeah, and well, he will be rewarded for his efforts, but they will not be without consequence. The consequence is, well, he's gonna go to the guillotine, or is he? He actually makes it to the trees. He has a waning rip, but
Ha!
oh boy, that looks sweet, and well, the board is gonna look even sweeter because it's gonna hit two heroes perfectly with the torrent. Both supports gonna end up going down along with the puck. Swifty, he only called for a mech checking, but he gets a side of nuggets for free.
Oh, yeah. Great stuff coming out from Reckoning. They're making it look really, really easy. Guys, just to put this in context, this is the round
And
is
he goes
16.
top. Yeah, the Morphling is ouch. I think the Morphling is dead.
Yeah.
Swifty gets him with the adaptive I mean, with the Tidebringer.
This is like when Moon smurfs in my bracket. I mean, he literally just right-clicked a Morphling. Do you realize how silly that is? Like, he used the X marks the spot in the torrent and then right-clicked him for 5 seconds. I mean, Swifty's not
Yeah.
even trying hard. I let me tell you.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
think he's just
they
enjoying
get a
life.
support Floki, but let's see at what cost. There's Luffy, not Luffy. Object putting up quite a fight. The puck will op away. There's the Pit of Malice. Does provide a little bit of control. And with the life drain, they bring down one. That's the Winter Wyvern dead. The summon still there from Luffy, but that Centaur Conqueror does end up falling. That's a lot of gold going towards the Bounty Hunter. That's the most gold he's stolen this game. But is it really enough?
I mean, they did get a pick off, right? Am I? No,
They
didn't
got
actually.
object. They committed coil and they got object. Now they're looking for Luffy. This is not half bad. There's Swifty with the taunt and the boat. Wants the Pugna first, like in dead. Swifty wants Jaw. He's trying his hardest, but caught in the Pit of Malice. He's not going to be able to bring him down. Unfortunately, though, for the Pugna, the Spirit Vessel with the decrypt doesn't do him any favors. Winter scores pretty decent and the
God!
no, please, no. No, no, no. That was the stuff of his worst nightmares as they won't even bring down the Ursa. The cold embrace is there. Lance will turn. He'll finally bring down the Underlord. The disruption there just in case. Lance somehow still alive while Swifty and the others are cleaning house. They bring down the Bounty Hunter. They get 4. They lose.
Nothing.
They lose nothing. And that morph, I mean, that is...
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
mean,
quite
that-
sure why you want to morph Agi when there are 4 opponents around you. But yeah.
I mean, that was Janitor Gaming by Reckoning Esports, just cleaning up house.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Okay, I think we have some CSGO viewers on the stream. I'm just going to try and give you a CSGO reference. He dropped a molly on himself in front of 5 enemies and died.
Yeah.
He saw them, he dropped the molly on the floor and died. Now that sounds worse, but it was nearly that.
I mean, I don't play a lot of CS:GO, but that sounds terrible. It hasn't happened to me. I still belong in the bracket where people are flashing themselves. We still haven't learned how to use mollies.
Yep. Nobody
But
flashes
yeah,
me anymore.
nobody flashes me either, Veewake, but I believe you're talking about different kinds of flashes there.
I believe you.
No. But Roshan's gonna be unlocked here for Reckoning. I mean, with this Aegis, I don't think there's any stopping the Reckoning train. They are gonna march down mid, heroes are gonna die, and the game's gonna be over. And I was thinking that the game is gonna be harder, but it seems like this game is actually a lot easier than the last game for the side of Reckoning. In fact, I think they are
Yeah.
probably having fun with this one,
Yeah,
toying
they
with
are.
their food.
They are. Yeah, this is a very. I mean, you can tell this is not even a scrim for them.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, I've got to say that like you can make fun of STG, and I really don't mean any disrespect. The main issue is what they've drafted, right? They see a Lycan in the first phase, and I personally don't think that they have an adequate response, and Kunkka's not enough, Floki. Back down bottom, Swifty's gonna TP in front of 4 heroes, doesn't give a damn. 1v4, will man up. He's got Luffy by his side, Lance as well. They'll bring down the Unlock. That's the one core that had farm, but the coil and the decrypt buys enough time. Burge on the Unlock, wants it on Lance with the enrage, will chase as long as he can with the Earthshock. Should find the kill. Burge still hiding, somehow still alive, has the bottle. I'm keeping my eyes peeled on Lance as he's chasing down Burge, but elsewhere, RPR on that puck loses his courier. Jaw ends up falling. Burge will finally end up going down to the good old Ursa, and now they're chasing for more. Swifty with that Spirit Vessel wants to bring down RPR. RPR still somehow alive, has the blink, gets away, but this lands! Another Earthshock, the leading phase, and its miseries continue for this puck as he dies yet again to the Ursa. This game has not been kind.
Yep. Puck is having severe PTSD flashbacks at this point. Dies in that exact place once again, and yeah, I'm not sure what Stone Tree Gaming can do. The Morphling, he never toggles off his Agi button. It's permanently on. He plays this hero kind of like Eternal Envy.
I think, you have to look at him and look at his name, right? It's Nisha Baby. So if Nisha had a baby, this is what he
With-
will play Morphling like. Yeah. If Nisha had a baby with me, this is what it would play Morphling like. Nisha has better genes.
Jesus. Well, they do kill the Alpha Wolf, but they cannot pay for it with their lives. In fact,
Bounty Hunter. He's dead. Burge
Yeah.
has a Spirit Vessel. He's dead. Let's look at this fight backwards. Who survives? I think Burge is getting out. Taxi! No! You
Bad Uber
can't.
driver, 0 rating.
Yep. Jaw's a better Uber driver. Gets out with the decrypt TP. Object did have the Winter's Curse, but I'm not quite sure if he was in position.
Yeah. And Swifty didn't really have the X, so no way he's able to catch that puck now. I have to say though, one thing that Stone Tree Gaming are doing well is buying time for Morphling, but the question is Morphling even gonna get enough money in the time? I mean, sure, like, he's hitting creeps, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. You know, you're not gonna stop an Ursa, a Morphling, I mean, sorry, an Ursa, a Kunkka, and a Lycan running at you this early on. I mean, Luffy is buying boots just now. He just bought those boots, and Jaw, boy, that's the life of a support. The Necronomicon creeps are dead. He can decrep himself, but he has no way to TP out. In fact, he'd turn with the live drain, and just like that, in fact, Luffy, he's gonna end up wasting his shapeshift. Does not have detection now, has to be careful, gonna get tracked up by the Bounty Hunter. And Jaw once again there with the Decrepify, just baiting the creep and maybe even try to take it down and get some extra money in his pockets. But Kale, he's there in the area. Underlord also closing in. He has the mech in the Arcane Boots. I'm not really sure what he offers though. Well, not sure what he offers, but Lance, he's offering his team Dragon. And that's what's for lunch today. As Puck ends up going down. I feel like Swifty just gave that little well played for my attempt at
You
trying
know
to
what?
cast it
Oh,
and
no, no,
scoring.
no, no. Wait. Vignesh, we are not biased casters. I didn't like the STG draft from the beginning. There's no bias here to reckoning. And
I
also, you
mean,
don't get to talk about bias when you write about TNC, so sorry. But yeah, Lance is going to end up falling.
yeah. And he has the nature, so he's gonna be okay. In fact, Object is coming. Wait, what? How did he disappear so quickly? The
Morph.
Firestorm. Yep, Morphling and the Firestorm.
Do you know
And
what he did? He was full agi. Oh shit, he's going to get out.
no,
He's going to get out,
no,
but Jaw.
fuck it
X
up!
marks the
Oh
spot.
no!
Oh, they wanted Nisha, baby. They wanted
Wait,
him, and they'll have him. He waveforms into the trees. They're still searching. They should have vision. The torrent doesn't quite connect. Elsewhere, Jaw, he's got no one by his side. Just the puck. Him and the puck in a separate battle. Clyde's coming in. They're actually turning this around. The orb is there. Jaw will end up falling. They do manage to bring down Object, Floki, but that's only the 5
Nisha baby, be careful. Don't go full Agi. Okay, he didn't go full Agi. He's still alive.
I don't
but,
even know where Nisha Baby is. I mean, Nisha Baby is safe for the time being. But elsewhere, his team in a fight that they're losing have got to be careful. Luffy does come back in. He's found Nisha Baby. One hit would do it, but Nisha this time toggles like a PogChamp, stays alive. Swifty, though, has the X marks the spot, and the Torrent wants it for the puck. Not for the Morphling. There's a disruption coming out from Shadow Demon. And now they'll look towards the Onslaught. So they get a core. The Shadow Demon doesn't quite do enough to find the Morphling, but with that Demonic Purge, they found RPR. X marks the spot. Is there. Quick phase shift, but that's just set up for the Torrent. He's got a Yule Scepter. The Puck just try and stay alive. They're trying their best to bring down this Puck. He is buying time, but he's eventually going to fall.
Oh man, he had the blink. He could have gotten out there, but the pressure just getting to the side of Stone Tree Gaming now. They're making tiny mistakes that are costing them their lives.
Okay, objectively, let's look at that fight. How good was it for Stone Tree Gaming? And I think this is what I want to put in perspective about this patch. You kill 2 cores, and it still doesn't feel like a comeback. It feels
But
like
maybe that's the point Ice is trying to make. Maybe that shouldn't be the case. But anyway, Bounty Hunter, he is dead.
I mean,
Where does that
this
stand
is like food for thought, right? Like, how much of a team fight is justifiable for you to even out the game? Should one team fight even out the game? Do STG need 3 team fights like that to even out the game? Even out the game, not win the game. And
I am not sure, man. I
mean,
think it's
as
gonna
like
take some
if
time.
you just like think about Dota philosophy, as somebody who plays Dota,
At least 4 fights for them
4
to come back
fights to
into
even
play.
out the game. That's your take on Dota. You need 4 fights to come back. Is that what you think it should be?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
no. I think it's gonna take Stone Tree Gaming 4
Yeah,
fights.
it's going to take them 4 fights, but what do you think is a fair number? 4?
I'll tell you eventually after this fight. The Uber driver, 5-star rating. It's gonna be 3 stars because the Pugna is still around, and well,
No, the
someone has to pay for
Pugna
their
as a
sin.
passenger gets a 1-star rating. 0 effort to even sit his ass on that Uber, as I have no idea what he was doing. Anyway,
He was standing throughout that journey. He was trying to stand.
yeah, that's you. That's why
car.
you have a 2-star rating on Uber.
Hey, I have a good rating on Uber. Come on, man. Like, just because I'm toxic in Dota does not mean I'm toxic in real life.
You got a Smurf Uber account. That's all. That's the explanation.
What the hell? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy, but yeah. Speaking of Dota philosophy, I think it should be somewhere between 3
think
to 4
2.
fights. I don't think it should be 2.
No, if you win 2 team fights in a row, you should even out the game at least.
No, I don't think so.
3 fights?
Yep.
Okay.
3 fights. 2 to 3 fights. Like, for me, that's the sweet spot.
Well, STG right now, they're not winning any fights. They've won
Yeah, well-
one, but that's about it. Nisha Baby is really not having fun, does more strength and does manage to escape. Elsewhere, have they caught anyone? Nope.
The forgotten love child of Nico Baby and Nisha. Or as you like to put it, like you and Nisha.
I'm not Nico Baby. Not even half as good. Should even have that name associated with me. But yeah, Nico Baby and Nisha had what you would call a secret alliance. Get it?
Yeah, yeah.
And they had a child.
Yeah. The alliance was,
Secret.
well, it wasn't PG-13, let's just say that.
Yep. And there was Bulldog somewhere in the midst of all of that.
Yeah,
Because it's Alliance, right? He looks over everything.
yeah. I think he bought S4 along as well as
Yep.
a Gigolo.
And Gork was hosting the stream on his own channel as well.
Okay, I think we should stop now.
Okay.
And, we're crossing some lines here. We're not sure exactly how many lines we've crossed, but we've definitely crossed some.
Okay.
I lost count. It started at Kashmir. I'm not sure where it will end. Well, for now, Pagna, he's gonna bite the dust, doing his best impression of Freddie Mercury. And oh, he actually lives with a little bit of HP, and the Soul Catcher gives him some back.
Oh yeah.
Let's see how much space he can make.
Yeah, I mean, this is
Hey, the answer is zero. Nobody cares. Nobody wants him.
this is
Nobody
smart.
likes him.
This is smart
Yeah.
by Jaw as well as the Puck. I mean, they're skipping the wave. They're trying their hardest. So, yeah.
Oh, they find the
Oh,
Pagna.
they find the Puck now.
Is Luffy gonna go for this? No, he's
Luffy
just
is-
like, I am gonna farm creeps.
Yeah.
Man, that imagine losing so hard that the enemy team cores don't even want to kill you. I mean, that's like that pierces into your soul. And Underlord, well, he's gonna get his flesh pierced from the Lycan.
Okay.
He's just dead.
You know, so we spoke of this game and how Reckoning are having a really fun time. I just want to tell you, like, getting, I mean, getting too ahead of yourself, like what's going on right now down bottom, is what could lead to you being indisciplined and giving STG a chance to make a comeback. You really
I
do.
mean,
You do.
there's yeah.
They lifted their foot off the pedal, Floki, to be honest. A little bit.
Yeah, they're just chilling out, you know. They're thinking like, okay, guys, I want to build a shiny new item. Can anybody suggest anything? And that's what they're doing. I mean, Swifty, he has a Scythe of Ice finished up on top of his Vessel BKB, so catching Puck not gonna be an issue. Where do you go from here? That's the question. Do you get a Radiance? Do you get a Shivas?
On the park?
No, on the Kunkka. He has a Hex. It's Swifty. You have a Hex. You can use that.
Oh, he's gonna use it.
Now he is. Okay, finally.
Okay, elsewhere, Object in a little bit of trouble himself. He's gonna get caught. There's the Pit of Malice. He's gonna buy time. Doesn't have the Winter's Curse, but the magic damage just ignores that Cold Embrace as he's gonna end up falling. Lance wants in on this fight, but nope, they're not gonna be able to catch anyone.
Yeah, he got the invitation to the party after it was over.
Yeah, I mean they're not like entirely throwing Vignesh, but they are being a little casual. They have started to chill, but just as I say that, they start getting kills, and you know this. It's hard, right, for STG to really push out lanes. I mean the Puck can try his best, but it's
Lance is going back for the bounty run. Okay, I thought he was gonna go hit jungle creeps, but yeah, now he should be running back to the lane hopefully and make use of the Aegis.
Yeah, they've got the Aegis. He's got himself the Abyssal. I mean, any one hero that they see, the Abyssal and the Hex is a bit too much. Like, realistically, we mention how many fights you need to make a comeback, but if you are an STG supporter, forget fights. They need a Lotus Op. They need BKBs. That's what they need to come back in this fight. Or they need Reckoning to make really, really big missteps. And
Yeah.
Lance is not making any. He's found the Unlord, the boat just in case, and with Luffy and the Necronomicons, they're just going to beat away at the tower. Props to whoever made this Crimson Guard. It is a smart item pickup, but AZ8 enough
Underlord.
Lance. He's got the Enrage. Will clean up on the Pugna. Meteor Hammer being committed by Object. Did a lot with it in the previous game as the Treant Protector, and now they're just going to chip away. The tier 3 is taking damage. Luffy doesn't have any summons, but that tower is melting bit by bit. Nisha, son of Nico and Nisha, now cosplaying as the Kunkka tries his best, but can't do all that much.
I mean, Nisha actually has a chance of coming back in this game. He has the Eth played up.
I think they might just lose the Bounty Hunter here. There is the defensive Eth blade. It's not enough to keep the Bounty Hunter alive, and there's the Lycan with his summons. This is what this hero does. 68% win rate in my bracket. And
Oh no, the Morphling is dead. The Ghost Ship is gonna come through. The Decrypt actually amplifying the boat damage in the Uber. Too late. It's gonna end up getting cancelled. The driver's gone, and well, so is STG's base.
oh yeah, decent curse. They control the unload while they focus down Jaw. Jaw has a decrypt, has a Yule Scepter, so he can kite a little bit longer. But I think Reckoning got what they wanted, right? They got a lane of barracks. They got the Morphling. They lost the Aegis on the Ursa. Big deal.
I don't think. I don't think anything. I don't think there's anything Stone Tree Gaming can do now. It's.
They
I
still
think
have
the
the
game's
Cheese
over.
and Swifty. I mean, they can just go if a creep. What?
The Puck. He was under
Okay.
vision. He was under vision. He didn't expect a ward there.
But he's dead, and that's
The
no
game.
coil in the fight. I mean, his coil was on cooldown. Back up top, Jaw is gonna get jumped upon. Lance just controlling him with that Abyssal Blade, I presume, and now they bring down the bounty hunter. It is looking really, really easy. And this is not what it should feel like. STG, they've been given a pounding.
Man.
And
They've been giving a paddling.
we felt it earlier, but yeah, rough stuff if you are an STG supporter. Great for you if you do support Reckoning. I'm gonna actually bring up the brackets on our screens so that even chat can take a look at the brackets. Okay, so what are we at?
Well, this means that Reckoning is in the top 8 now. So
Top 8
hey,
is
that's congratulations, Shaki. I think that's really good.
okay. They're going to be facing off good fellas. Is that today? Just
No, I
checking.
don't think that's today.
That's tomorrow.
Sure. Yeah, that's
10th
tomorrow.
May, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's tomorrow. That's at 3:30 p.m. Floki and I are going to be casting this. I'm just looking at the rest of the brackets. Have you got anything? Neon Esports makes it. CR is out. No. CR makes it as well. So Neon Esports are facing Mushi's team. That's quite interesting. And Reckoning. So which are? It's not even top 8, Floki. It's top.
Is it?
It's top. Yeah, it's top 8.
It is top 8, right? Yeah,
So
this
we
was
have
like 16.
LGD International. We have the winner of Execration versus Flower Gaming. Flower Gaming. Flower Gaming is the team that did knock out the other Indian team, which was Whoops.
Well,
we-
Shaki is on chat. He's saying it's the Fly solo stack they'll be playing against tomorrow.
Okay, the Fly Solo stack. I mean, we can, of course, take a look at the lineup. What is the Fly Solo stack? So that's Fly Solo and a stack. I don't recognize any of these players. Okay. Okay.
Well, I mean, Fly solo. He is a position 5 player, if I'm correct, right? Or a 4.
Um, I don't know. He
Maybe
is a
Shaki can
support.
tell us.
He does play support. I think he's 4 or 5, but yeah, I don't know if he's 4 or 5.
Okay,
It,
I
it
see
depends.
only.
I mean, like they're kind of flexible, right, about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so T1 made it. This is amazing. I'll tell you why. Because one, I brought up that lineup. I am an In Your Dream supporter in the
Okay.
sense that this guy should be going places in international Dota. Polosen was considered really, really good. X Freedom is a healthy throwback for anyone who's been watching Dota for a long time.
Oh man, I know X Freedom.
Miracle is, well, a really good player in his pubs, and it's also a nice typo to have sometimes. And Forev.
Yeah,
And
who
oh,
does not
and
remember
the
Forev?
biggest win. I'm a big supporter. I was a big supporter of
Shogun?
Korean Dota.
Oh, okay.
Korea in general. Not the North, but you know.
Yeah. No, I think that Korean Dota has been underrated for quite a while. I haven't seen them. I would really love to see them once again in the Dota scene.
They're still, like, all those players are still really, really good. It's just that Korea is not, I don't know. I think Dota died and League took over. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's, I at least I remember when I traveled to China, a lot of people played League over there, even though I went for a CSGO tournament. So everybody loves League in other parts
Yeah,
of the
well, because
world.
you know, you'd have it. You need less brain cells to play a game like League.
You need less brain cells to play a game like League. Yeah, I can. Yeah,
Attest?
I can see no one contesting that statement, Floki. That's something we should all just accept and move on with.
I mean, let's just be honest. It's like every single ability in League of Legends is a fucking skill shot. Like seriously. Like okay,
Hey,
I
it
mean, you
makes
can
it's
say
fun. Okay, let me just tell you something, Floki. I know you have opinions about League. I am absolutely actually open minded about League. I'm gonna try it, and I'm gonna play it just to see. But I did play Valorant, and Valorant is utter shit. Sorry, CS:GO is just much better. Valorant is so stupid. I was top fragging in my first game. I know it. People get better with ranks, but the game is just dumb.
what's the game like?
Dumb.
Is okay.
It's I don't know. I mean, I could
I mean,
explain the game to you.
what's the difference between CS:GO and Valorant, really?
uh, Valorant is dumb. No, there are a lot of differences. I mean, I could go on, but I just didn't find the game challenging. I didn't find the game like I don't know. I feel like the kind of strategy that's going to come around the game is going to be really mundane. In competitively, it's going to be boring and much rather. It's like a game I played and it's like I don't even feel like tryharding at this game. It's that silly. Like I enjoy playing Counter Strike. MG's E for those who care in chat. That's what I am. And
Yeah,
yeah, I enjoy CS. I mean, CS has some depth to it. Uh,
exactly.
but yeah, no, sorry, Valorant didn't do anything for me. I don't know. Maybe I should play the game more. But yeah, I'll try League when I can. Anyway, that's about
Let me
it.
know when you try it.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I remove you
Talking
from my friend
talking about
list.
trying games, I would really recommend to those of you in chat that you try out Path of Guardians or POG. It's a custom game in Dota. It's what is it? It's basically like one lane from Dota. It's basically imagine a lane in Dota. You can't buy items and ship them to you with a courier. It's a 3v3 in one lane. Heroes are selected randomly, and it's pure team fighting. So if you love pressing buttons and looking cool, I'm talking to all of you fuckers that pick Invoker first in my pubs. If you like pressing buttons, this is the game.
Yeah,
Yeah, if
I
you
agree. It's also really good to get mechanically better at the game.
it is really good. And if you play if you like to play in a party of three in your MMR, it really helps you build synergy as far as just casting your spells and playing with your teammates is concerned, and that kind of communication. It's fun. And let me tell you something about me and custom games. I hate fucking custom games. I do not play custom games. I don't play Underlords. I never played Overthrow. I never played Battle of whatever wood, Watcher of Samosa. I never played any of those games. So I mean this is I was open minded enough to try this. Maybe it's me that's the issue. I
But
enjoyed the game and I'm looking forward to playing more. I'm probably going to play Pog after this. If any of you in chat want to play Pog, you know what? I'm if do anyone in chat wants to play Pog? Okay,
mm,
wait. I'm pushing the wrong window. One second.
I have a question, Vivek.
Yeah, I'm not a virgin. No.
No, 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 that's the question I'm asking. You played World of Warcraft 3, right?
World of Warcraft. No.
Yep. No? Okay. Did you play Dota?
I played Dota 1. I played Warcraft 3.
Well, Dota 1 was a mod, Vivek. That makes you a hypocrite.
I know Dota is a mod. I get that, but none of these mods have ever been like. I don't like tower defense mods. I played a lot of mods. The only mod I liked, there was a mod in Dota 1 which I liked. I played a lot of Dota 1 mods as
Yeah.
well. It's just that the
I
other
see.
mods don't really pique my interest.
Overthrow was fun, but I'm not sure they just stopped balancing Overthrow. I think they stopped caring. They just didn't have enough people.
Is
It's
Overthrow
like
like Pog?
Overthrow is much crazier than Pog, in fact. You just have to like set four heroes near this fountain, and the closer you are to the center of this particular spot in the map, the more money you get.
Uh huh.
And it's quick respawn times. You can say similar to say Pog, but I think there are couriers in Overthrow, although I don't remember. But yeah, Overthrow used to be really cool. I'm not sure what happened, or like Valve just stopped caring about it. You know, it's like Valve peaked
Is it like Pog? Do you
with
think
Dota
I
around
love Pog?
TSI.
Would I like
It's like
Overthrow?
Pog. It is like Pog. It is like
Is
Pog.
it better than Pog or worse than Pog?
I'd say it's slightly worse than Pog,
Yeah.
but it has its differences in the sense that there are some aspects of it that I enjoy more than Pog. Like Pog, I feel the map is too restrictive. On the other hand, with Overthrow, there's like a lot of stuff you can do.
Okay.
I mean,
I am so good at Pog, Hirak.
hmm,
My mom
She calls you Pokchan. Oh my God. I knew this was coming. I think these people have suffered enough though. I think it's enough streaming for the day.
Okay, guys, I think this is us shutting down the stream. We are going to be back tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Uh, so yeah, you guys should like follow us on our social media, just so that one, you get notified when we go live. Two, ZICSGO and others like you in chat, you can pay me and we can play CS. Right now, I'm not going to play because I'm really tired. But yeah, I have a Discord. I play some Dota and CS there. You guys can come and learn. Uh, so yeah, Hirak is at the rate Hirakati. That is HEERAKAT. And I'm at the rate VWWAKE. You guys can see it on
Woke
your
as
screens.
fuck.
That's it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Shout out to all of you in chat. Shout out to Vignesh Venkatraman, who's my brother, uh, who's sitting in the hall and needs to be doing his I don't know. Shout out to Vignesh Raghuram who tunes in, and one of the finest panelists me and Floki have had the pleasure of working with back in the day.
Hmm.
Shout out to Raging Nightmare Show, ZICSGO. Uh, Thanks for tuning in.
Shout
Shaki,
out to Chanel. Shout out
yeah,
to Shaki.
Chanel was like, Floki is such a toxic piece of shit. And
Go
I.
fuck yourself, Chanel. I'm gonna ban you from the stream if you say any shit about me one more time. You just wait.
No, no.
You
Sh-
fucking moron.
yeah, this is. Yeah. Shout out to Sharang. Thanks for tuning in. I'm actually going to. Oh, by the way, Floki. So, what
Yeah.
Reckoning did is they streamed the game, but from their coach's perspective.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah, so I think Dot is their coach. I'm not sure, but I'd love to watch their coach's perspective on the game. Maybe we could. I don't know. Maybe if Shaki's up, we can get the coach in tomorrow, or maybe Ronak comes in tomorrow. I don't know. Shout out to Aditya Singhal, who has no reason to be here but tuned in anyway. This is
Hmm.
exactly how I exist on this planet. No reason to be here, but I'm there. Uh,
Who's Notepad 30? I have a strong feeling that one of these people in our chat is just Rakesh in disguise. I
it
think
is
it's
it is very possible. Cyanide is cyan, of
it.
course.
I know Cyan. I know
Uh,
Raging Nightmare Show is Cyan.
no, Raging Nightmare Show is cyan.
I think so. It's
No,
that's his
cyanide
ID.
is cyan, man.
I Cyanide. I what?
Wait,
I I
there's
am
a very easy way.
confused.
I know Rakesh's names, but anyways, that doesn't mind. If you're there, Rakesh, if you're there, Nishant, we love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is not the best of content, but thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mihir Shinde, um, who tuned in. Shout out to George, who we. I mean, if I do have a lot of
I
bandwidth,
think
if my
I think I think George is Rakesh. No, like I'm
no,
not
no, no,
sure.
no. George is a Reckoning supporter. But really,
Ah.
George, if I did have enough bandwidth, I would stream on Facebook for you and all the others. But I can't. Shout out to Rupees 2000, which is 1,000 times Archisman Pradhan as a caster. Thanks for tuning in. Pranjali, who just came because I posted this on Moon's Discord. Thanks for tuning in, Pranjali. Um,
Fuck.
Vignesh also had a great discussion about Mineski. Hirak, by the way, you should keep chat open as well and sometimes look at these
Yeah,
people.
I have chat open. I have chat open.
Okay.
I did.
I
Yeah.
think that's about it. Hirak, anything you want to plug? Anything you want to say?
Uh, my dick is 3 inches big. That's all.
I have no idea. Yeah. Okay, that's about it. Yeah, Rakesh is Earth 84. I know that. But
Yeah, I know. I'm
wait,
quite
wait,
sure he
wait,
made a new
Cyan!
account.
Why did you say that? Oh my god, Cyan, you shouldn't have said it, Cyan.
Everybody knows now.
No, okay, there's a story, San. I'll PM you. Okay, anyways, I'll break it now. Rakesh used to sit on Floki's stream and pretend he's a random stranger
No,
and
I
talk
know
to.
that. I figured out it was Rakesh.
Yeah, he's.
I knew it was Rakesh at one point.
Anyway, thanks to all of you. By the way, guys, tomorrow onwards, you're going to be streaming on a different channel. Please follow my social media. Please look at Dota 2 India. I will make posts. We're going to be on another joint channel called Floki and Veewake on YouTube. It's so that since both of us are casting, it shouldn't be only on my channel or only on Floki's. It's also where we will be casting in the future. This channel will not be having any Dota 2 streams in the future unless Floki dies of corona. So please make sure that
I'll
you
die of the
find.
cancer that is Southeast Asia before that.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's about it. We've said everything we have to say. Let's go lose some MMR. Bye bye.
Bye bye.